places at once.
Hype train already?
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can they hear us already?
They can hear us, but it's like this
Oh,
bit.
okay.
It's this bit that we do where like we're live but we're not live.
Oh, okay, so it's like literally the weirdest way for you to get your technical issues sorted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, speaking of that, chat, how's Damo's audio quality and volume?
You need me
Let us know.
louder or less loud? Tell me.
Yeah. What's that emote? Is that slip?
That's me.
Oh, we
That's
should
you?
have a
Oh.
couple new emotes. Thanks to Larry.
Oh.
Is that any better, guys? I've moved
Say,
the mic.
Brennan, make Damo's louder.
Okay.
No, it was my mic was away.
Damo could be a hair louder. Ha! He could have a hair, more of hair, am I right?
Got him.
Because he's fucking bald.
Literally, the only place I don't have hair is on the top of my head where I'm supposed to.
No, you're supposed to have hair everywhere. You're an
You're
ape.
supposed to have hair on your balls, in your asshole,
Oh,
up your asshole,
you've definitely taken a look, haven't you, Mansour?
around your asshole.
Listen, chat, we can't start the stream until this hype train is way beyond what it's at. You guys are
It's gotta
making me
be
absolutely sick.
a much higher
Promise.
level.
I promise not to talk about circumcision.
No,
Why not?
that's
Why
what-
not? We're fired. We can do whatever we want. We
I
can
got
do
us the numbers
literally
back in
whatever-
the day, boys. I got us the numbers back in the day.
Whose ass is that? Is that Eric Rowan's ass? Sorry, Fed name. Is that Redbeard's
Is that
ass?
Redbeard?
Is that Redbeard's ass?
That's a, yeah, no, I know that. Yeah,
That's gotta be Redbeard's
that's a
ass.
chunky bum.
Yeah, he's got a big ass. You know who has a big ol' ass?
Who?
I'll tell you a very quick story about Redbeard.
Go on.
When we were, so one of the tours we were on, we had to like connect through somewhere of a smaller town or whatever. So we were in this, you know, the regional flights where it's the 2 and 2s. And then there was like a whole section where just literally one seats. Just shows you how small the plane was. And Redbeard managed to destroy a seat just by sitting in it. It was-
Yeah,
Oh my God.
With that dump.
But like, he's
With his
not
dump.
even heavy. He's just got a big bum.
No, he's got a huge ass.
Can't relate.
And then there's another one where they put me and Otis next to each other in one of those
Oh.
regionals, and like literally you were pretty much into the aisle.
Big old wide men. Specs in Space, thanks for subscribing.
Huge ass.
Huge ass.
Huge Jassel.
Hugh Jazzhole. That was one of LA Knight's names.
One of his names, yeah. You guys
Yeah.
were so upset about Max Dupree. It could have been Huge
Yeah.
Jassel.
Would you have preferred Hugh Jazzhole? First of all, when you
Trying to
add
turn me up slightly.
Turned you up? Okay.
Giggity.
banging it. First of all,
Yeah.
oh my
Shite.
God, Ayer Guerra with 1,000 bits,
Wow, thank you. That
Getting
got
us
the hype
the-
train to the next level.
level
Our
2.
pit's good.
Holy moly, guacamole!
If you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free. If you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for not free.
Here's what I'm gonna say. You know what a huge ass?
Who?
MJF,
What?
big old cheeks.
Tell me about it.
I saw a picture of
Hold
him
on.
lying-
Don't tell me about it yet. We're gonna go live, and then I wanna see you. I wanna see the passion in your eyes as you tell me about MJF's ass.
All right.
Tell us more. Sort of mention of Mansour in the video.
Well. Holy moly, thank you for 100 bits, Kanan. Friend of the show. Welcome back to the hottest stream in sports and entertainment where we only got hot shoots for days. I'm Brennan. That's Mansour. We're joined by a very special guest. First time ever on the stream. Everybody, type D's in the chat. D's in the chat. D's in the chat. Yeah, show me those cue ball emotes. We got Damo.
Hi guys, I'm so pleasurable to be here. I feel I was here in a different world, in a different life.
Is it?
When we were under the sea or something. But
it's so pleasurable.
It's great to be here when I can breathe on land.
Hold on a second. What do you mean by so pleasurable?
Can we revisit what you meant by that?
Like, as you're pleasuring them by being here?
Who's being pleasured in this scenario?
Whatever gets the views, boys.
That's fair.
You guys are far chads now, like me.
Let's go. No Fed cucks allowed.
No E-drones allowed.
Hey, good for you guys. That was 2 extra years on me, so, proud of you.
Yeah, in a way, some might say that we are the better wrestlers. Because
yeah, I think that's why. I think that's how you count it.
Because we last slightly longer.
Now,
Big Damo
Daddy's the best wrestler on earth, apparently. You know what I mean?
Damo has the 5-star match here.
He does have the 5-star match. Who was the 5-star match against?
Obviously, I've been paying my mortgage with that 5-star match, guys. You know what I mean? So,
Damo, of that 5-star match, how many of the people in that match are still in the company?
One, actually. Ricochet is literally the cursed match.
The cursed match.
Adam Cole was doing well for a while. EC3, not so much. We've lost two of the guys. They've disappeared into the ether,
Into the ether? One of them shows up at my 24-hour fitness.
Oh, really? Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, chat, if you are a subscriber, you get access to a number of beautiful emotes. If the subscribers wouldn't mind showing some of those emotes, including the brand new Vincel and Hunty emotes. Available for you. Vincel and Hunty emotes. Any Vincels in the chat?
I didn't know we had a Vincel and Hunty emote. I need to see this.
Larry did it. Unless he didn't have it ready. Larry, you son of a gun.
Larry hasn't.
You didn't actually ask Larry if they're ready yet, and then you just put the pressure on.
Why would you tell me? Don't tell me about things.
Wow.
Don't tell me about things if they're not done.
Yeah, these are not. I've already seen all of these emotes. Who the hell is that? Is that Maxine?
Yeah, I don't know how she.
Bullshit!
Remove that emote. Nobody posts Maxine emote.
Do not post the Maxine emote.
That's why your team lost tonight.
This is bullshit. I'm pissed. Yeah, post the one of me sucking my own dick.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a classic.
That's a good one. Yeah.
No, stop. Stop bombarding us.
Cut it out.
Good for you, Mansour.
Huh? Oh, yeah, I'm very flexible.
Still?
No. You also have horrendous feet.
Horrendous feet?
Oh,
yeah. No, you got bad
That's
feet,
a lie.
dog.
Disgusting.
That's a lie.
You got bad
it's
feet,
horrible.
dog.
They're like hands.
Look how soft
like,
it
people,
is.
People don't understand how disgusting it is to be around. Oh my god!
Check out the creases.
You're giving that away for free. You're giving it away for free.
No, the bottoms aren't that bad.
It looks like the surface of
look at your weird toes. Show everybody your weird toes. Ugh.
Yeah,
look, those
aren't weird.
He can punch you with his toes. It's disgusting.
That's not it.
It's horrible. He picks things up with his feet. It's horrible.
I pick stuff up with my feet.
Like a monkey.
Oh,
what did you call me?
Okay. So Damo, you've joined us here for the first time ever. We've been friends for a long time. At one point, we were coworkers, and now we all share the experience of being fired by the same company. You had a 90-day non-compete as well. Is that correct?
Correct, I did, but I was also made a little bit worse because I was waiting on my green card. So mine was more like a 5-month no-compete by accident. Yeah.
Oh my god!
So that's actually more similar to Mansour, who's also a foreigner.
Yes, I am at risk of deportation. Yeah, it's true. Look at my crazy passport.
Ooh.
Do you legit have a Saudi passport? Yeah,
I do. Yeah. Oh, that's actually one of the. So I forgot my American passport when I went to Saudi Arabia last time, and that caused the whole hubbub.
Oh yeah,
Your dad
had to fix that for you, right?
Yeah. So
here's a quick story for you guys about the Saudi. So when I was meant to be on two of the Saudi shows, but the second one that I was meant to be on, they gave me a visa with Bray Wyatt's face on it. So my eternal memory of our fallen brother will be in my passport.
Oh my god! And weren't you
hilariously illegal, by the way? So that's the worst part of it.
Wait, it went through?
You have a fake
it's in my passport. It's in my passport. I can't show it to you because it's a sensitive thing, but I can't show it here. Sorry, but yeah, I've got a picture of Bray Wyatt in my passport.
And you can use it?
How did they organize the pictures?
I'm assuming that they were both two big fat bearded men, so I'm sure they were like, they look the same.
But surely the database has names attached to the pictures. It's not organized by beard. White guy with beard section.
Really don't think these visas were anything like
Matthew McMuscles. Thank you for 10 tier 1 subscriptions.
What a guy!
Close personal friend of the show.
He's famous.
He is famous.
Does he have muscles?
I think it's more of a post-ironic name.
Oh, that's
He has muscles in his heart, and that's all that matters.
The biggest muscle of all.
Mansour finally has muscles. Mansour finally has muscles.
No, he lost.
Yeah, how do you like that? I know. Okay.
I like how you get muscles and then get fired.
I got
sick. You should have just been a doughboy the entire time, and you'd never got fired.
Yeah.
I got sick. Yeah, I got.
When you were a doughboy, you're on shows and everything.
Yeah, that's true. Well, somebody said to me if I got called up looking the way I do now, maybe I wouldn't gotten fired, and that might be true.
I
feel like I personally feel, Damo, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like first impressions, thanks for the gifted sub, John Cummington. I feel like first impressions are always the most important in wrestling.
Yeah.
And I feel like a person in charge will look at you for the first time and make a decision about whether or not they're going to make you successful. It doesn't really matter what you do after that. In some rare cases, you can change their mind. But for the most part, if they insist on making you a star, they're going to try no matter what. And if they've already don't give a shit about you, that's probably not going to change.
So where did I go wrong in being a 6'8", handsome, jacked black man?
Well, they decided they didn't want to make you a star. Mansour just kind of explained it there. If they want to make you a star, then they will do whatever they can to make that happen. The rest of you just have to pick at the scraps. Pick at the scraps.
Scraps.
Honestly, Brennan, I feel like you would have been served more just to cook more on the indies.
Yeah, no, I think that sometimes too.
I think you came in a little early and you didn't have... Because, like, here's the thing about
if I would have only won a fake belt.
It's more than that. It's the fact
I won loads of fake belts. It did nothing for me.
You won a fake belt in WWE.
Yeah, one fake belt in WWE that I actually never won, but I did lose.
We haven't even sniffed a fake belt.
I never won it, but I did lose it.
You had a Freebird gimmick going on?
Yeah, because I'm trying to remember if somebody was sick, injured, or if it was like a death. But whatever way it worked out, that I definitely didn't win it. But
an anonymous gifter gifted a sub. Yeah. Congratulations to the receivers.
That sounds sexy.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, because I feel like the thing that's good about the indies is it doesn't matter how good you are. You will eventually be in a position where you have to have a main event style match. And Djack always says this too. Even if you're the shits, there will always be scenarios where you got to work 15 to 20 minutes trading falsies and shit like that. You don't get to do that if you work at a low level at the PC.
No, you get...
You know what I mean?
You get 2 minutes best.
Or
you get to practice against other people who don't know how to work on the coconut loop.
And it's such a surprise that there's been so few success stories out of the PC. Who'd have thought?
Whoa.
Wow. We're not here to pass any judgment.
I'm just telling my truth, guys. I'm just saying, with the amount of money and time,
speak your truth,
King. The amount of people in that building, it's a surprise at how few people succeed.
I mean, we see a lot. Damo, maybe you know why this is. We certainly see a lot more female success stories coming out of the PC.
Well, there's a lot less females. I guess that's probably the.
You think that because there's less females, maybe they get more focus and attention?
Well, there's 2 women's classes and there's 8 men's classes.
That's true.
And right now they're going through periods where they're swapping coaches every 2 to 4 weeks.
Right.
I have no idea how that's a success at all.
Every 2 to 4 weeks?
It's something really fast.
Well, I imagine
it's bizarre.
I imagine the philosophy is that you get a varied education. But you think, Damo,
Sure,
that you
but
need
you
to
know,
have...
if you want to learn how to fucking fall over first, like that would help.
You can get a varied education after like a month or a couple months.
This coach helped me learn to fall over, and I'm just going to jump into this coach who's no idea what I've done before. So
right,
yeah, sure, that'll work. Yeah, of course it'll work. Listen, you know, there's no like set path or set way to train people how to wrestle. Everybody learns differently at different time frames, but they're wanting it to be more like a professional sport. You know, like college football or whatever else, where you know it's going to, which is not a professional sport, Brennan. Not to make you upset.
It is a professional sport.
Brennan would have been so rich now.
I would have been so rich.
So rich.
I would have been able to buy 5 of these computers that I put together by myself yesterday.
Like, you got lots of freebies when you were a college player, though, didn't you?
No, I didn't. No, so here was my problem. My problem was I'm middle class.
So your dad was in the Patriots.
That was
Brennan?
pretty well off, Brennan.
Upper middle class. Upper middle class.
I've seen your parents' home, Brennan.
It's well, okay, for one.
To call yourself middle class, that is a fucking
they're
misnomer.
upper middle class. We were we're fine. Like we were fine. Then that's why nobody offered me anything, was because they were like, oh, you're fine. They offer you stuff if you don't have anything, and I was all right. My dad played, yes, professionally. However, they didn't get paid as much back then.
He missed about like 10 years when it was that crazy.
Exactly. Yeah. When they started paying people a lot.
Matrix. Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't think I've really changed brackets. Like, I'm about in the same bracket now, except for I was in the same bracket 2 weeks ago before I got fired. Now I'm unemployed. And collecting unemployment soon.
And now we're shuffling along to the unemployment line, heading over to the soup kitchens.
Which is why we need your donations and subscriptions. Thank you very much, everybody who has subscribed.
It all ties in.
The goal, as you can see right there, is 1,000 subscribers. Couldn't we get 1,000 subscribers? Is it possible? They said it can't be done. But I think it can be done. With the help of our close personal friend, Damo. And some of the hot products that we're going to be serving up for you guys coming up in the next couple of weeks, including this week. Damo, have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Smart Tank.
What is this?
So we are going to blatantly rip off the hit television show Shark Tank. However, what we are going to allow is for our subscribers. So make sure you're subscribed with Amazon Prime. You can do it for free. We are going to have our subscribers pitch to us gimmick ideas, and then we are either going to greenlight it or fire them from the WWE.
So let me get this straight. You're charging people to give you ideas.
Yes.
I love it. That's incredible.
Don't you love democracy?
Democracy.
Don't you love democracy? So this isn't Smart Tank. But I think this might. Here's a warm up. Democracy, good gimmick.
Well, when all the demographics with that, we will.
We can go over the demographics. We can test the poll numbers and see if this is democracy manifest. Can't I just enjoy a succulent Chinese meal?
Oh my God, my friend sent me that like multiple times. Oh, somebody's delivering something, and my dog is very mad about it. Okay.
Damo's got a dog now, chat.
I do.
He's based and dog-pilled.
A crazy little chihuahua. He's very upset. Hey.
So what's the deal with chihuahuas, huh?
Still trying to figure that out myself.
They got anxiety, right?
So she's half chihuahua, half rat terrier. So also known as a ratchie or a ratcha, which I thought was pretty cool. So she's actually got like the energy of a terrier. And the the unwavering anxiety of a chihuahua. So she's an interesting.
What's the opposite of the best of both worlds?
Oh no, like if it was like the loyalty, I guess, of the terrier, and the cuteness, I guess. Well, she's cool. Like,
chat would like a puppy reveal. Can you provide?
Come here, baby. Come here. Let's show you to the chat.
This is big, chat. This is big, chat.
I'll bring her over. Hold on.
Until then, it's just me and you, chat. How are you today? Are you enjoying your Monday night?
They want to see you. They want to see you.
Get a load of that guy.
This little gorgeous girl, eh? She literally groaned when I picked her up. She was
the
very
chat.
mad
Thank
about
you,
it.
Hazar, for subscribing. The chat is going wild. They're dogging. They're pogging.
She is gorgeous. She is a gorgeous girl.
That is a
We've had her now
dog.
2 months, and she was in the shelter for about a year. She had a mass behind one of her nipples, so turned out it was breast cancer, so nobody would get her. But obviously, Muggins here, we got her, we got the surgery, and we've been looking after her since, and she's doing really well. As you can tell, the energy's there. She's barking at the door, so you know she's fine, right? You can go lie down now. Sorry.
Is she going to stay that size forever? Is she a doglet?
Oh, this is her size. She's about 15 pounds. Okay. She's about 15 pounds.
Look at that adjective puppy. What do you mean by this?
How dare you call me? She's about 6.
Chat very much appreciates you going for the shelter puppies.
Of course, we told ourselves for a long time we would want to get a dog, but we'd never get one from a breeder. We think it's an awful business, an awful practice, and they're all cunts, to be honest.
So
we did our best. Nikki actually has been volunteering at the dog shelter that we got the princess from, and fair play to Nikki. She does that on her days off, and it's just something we wanted to give back what we possibly can. So yeah, for anybody who's looking for a dog, please use a shelter because there's a lot of dogs who need love, a lot of them.
Yeah. So what's the deal with the breeders? Because I remember when I was in the dogging business, I have been out of the dogging business for a good number of years now. You wanted to go to a breeder over like a pet store. Like that was the big debate at the time. Is like you don't go to the pet store because they're like kept underground and not like walked and stuff. What?
It's the same as a breeder. That's one of the main issues with breeders. So they'll find like a popular. So this little girl here was used as a breeding dog, and then she was abandoned as soon as she had a mass behind one of her nipples. So she obviously couldn't breed anymore. So they abandoned her. So that gives you an idea of what breeders are like, buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've heard plenty about like the pug thing where they're breeding mutations into these animals that they can barely survive, but.
Oh yeah, if they're pretty, they'll breed them with their brothers and sisters and stuff like that.
Which is historically something that has been great for royalty, right?
That's worked very well for the British monarch, I guess.
That's what we do in Crusader Kings, do we not? So, chat, Damo and I got Damo on Crusader Kings.
You got me hooked. I was hooked bad, by the way.
Have you gotten off the train for a bit? Have
you
gotten back on Football Simulator?
Football Manager.
Funny, literally, I used Football Manager like methadone, as a way to kind of ease me out of being obsessed. Because I was literally obsessed. I was playing it all day, every day. It was incredible. It was an amazing game, but highly addictive. I couldn't believe how addicted I got.
Yeah, you're such a fucking addict to Football Manager that we're setting up
management sims. Sims.
We're setting up
Pro Cycling Manager recently.
Cycling Manager? How the fuck?
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Why do you need to manage
buy them bikes?
Cyclist.
I'll actually sell it to you guys, right?
Okay, so cycling. Pitch it.
You're the manager of a team of cyclists. You're going to compete all across the year, a variety of different events, and your job is to make sure it all comes together. People don't get too fatigued, whatever else. They're all ready for the big tours. So you can make the most money to win. It is an incredible game, but again, very addictive.
Listen, Football Manager, maybe I get. Fucking Cycling Manager? I don't know.
Cycling Manager? I've played it. I haven't played it in years, actually, right?
Is there like random events, like one of your cyclists like gets hit by a train or something? Yeah, like
they fall all the fucking time. It's really annoying.
They fall off cliffs.
They do but they do that. In Crusader Kings too, though. Like
yeah,
if you you can go for a walk, and then all of a sudden they'll be like, "Oh, your heir fell off of the wagon."
No, it's great. You're going on a walk.
Imagine what a cycling fan must think of you playing TEW for years.
Wait a minute, hold on. Shut up for a second. First of all, if a cycling fan was talking to me, the first thing I would do is stuff him in a locker, or maybe shove his head down a toilet. If you're a cycling fan,
I would actually love to see you put anybody in a locker.
If you're a cycling
fan, Mansour I'm gonna be so. I'm so scared. Would have been amazing, actually. Yeah.
I'll watch out because if there's any fucking wheels around, I'm sure they can use that to their advantage. But as far as hand-to-hand combat goes, I'm sure their legs are huge. Which is why the first thing I'm going to do. Well, the first thing that I'm going to do is fucking grab my skinny little wimpy arms. First of all, the fucking greatest bicyclist of all time. What the fuck is his name? Neil Armstrong? What the fuck is his name?
Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong
is the greatest.
Neil is an astronaut.
Who gives a shit?
The greatest of all time.
The most famous bicyclist of all time is Neil Armstrong, and that guy was on the gas and he looked like a bitch. So I'm pretty sure I could take out any fucking cyclist there is. That guy was on the gas, and he just looked like a regular guy.
What was it? Chest, lung, and testicular cancer. And you're calling him a bitch.
He's a wait a minute. I'm not saying he is a bitch. He just looked like one. That's okay. Well, all I know is that he was on the gas. He was on the juice.
Right,
and he just looked like
here's a serious question. Do you actually think you could beat up anybody?
I can absolutely.
When was the last time you had a legit fight?
Yeah. I fought people in school.
What school?
When you say school, do you mean when you were in acting college?
No, that's stage combat, which I have done. I'm talking about middle school in Saudi Arabia. I didn't fight.
Wow, you fought in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I fought in Saudi Arabia. A guy came at me with a pencil, a sharpened pencil, not just any pencil. He tried to stab me with it. He did. Honestly, I swear to God, this guy came after me after school with a fucking pencil. He was so pissed off at me. And I had my little rolly backpack, and I basically circled around him like I was strafing a Dark Souls boss, and I would just shove my backpack into his shins until he fell over, and then I just like pushed it into his face. That was one of the many fights that I was in, and I won that fight, by the way. That was a W.
So
for me.
what you're saying is you fancy yourself a shooter?
I'm a little bit of a shooter. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just wondering where this tough guy Mansour came from. Like, if you
I'm just saying. I'm not just putting myself over
him. You've been released, buddy. Is that what's happening here?
Yeah.
He's talking tough about cyclists and Saudi Arabian kids. Wow, this guy out. Oh my God.
I'll tell you by the time I lost a fight.
Where did this guy come from?
In second grade, I actually spent a semester in America because my sister was being born.
What age is second grade?
8.
8, yeah, it must have been 8.
So we're talking about a story when you're 8 years old. Okay,
yeah, that was the peak of his physical strength.
Wow, that makes sense. And his brain, it has never evolved.
He's frozen. Mansour is frozen. The stream is not frozen.
That was perfect.
The stream will never crash or freeze again due to the contributions of me building a computer over the course of 8 hours yesterday.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, he's back. We were saying terrible things. Terrible things.
Listen, I'm 8 years old. I'm in second grade. I'm in a classroom with this kid, and I say something, and he hears like your mom. He thought I made a remark about his mother. I didn't.
Well, we all know that your Arabic is terrible.
First of all, I was in America, so that's racist.
Yeah, well, if you're talking terrible. If you were talking, Arabian in America, then shit, no wonder they're not.
First of all, Arabian is not a language. Okay.
Arabian.
Second of all, after class,
Arabian night.
as Matt Menard would say, Daddy Magic. What do you speak, Manny? Arabic? You speak on the Arabic? This guy comes up to me after class and he grabs me by my collar and he pushes me against the wall and he lifts me.
He grabs me by my cock.
No,
you didn't win this fight then, did you?
No, I was fucking scared. He was much bigger. And he pushes me up the wall. I think it was held back a year. That's why.
It wasn't a fair fight. What were his stats?
His stats?
Yeah.
Oh, he's obviously like 7'9". Because
first of all, this kid was in second grade, but I'm pretty sure he had a mustache. I'm pretty sure he was like 160 pounds.
Yeah, but what was he racially?
Oh my God! Would you stop?
No, I just want to know because I want to know what you were doing.
Okay, Djack.
That has nothing to do with it, Brennan.
I just want to know so that I can paint the picture for me.
I'm not going to say what his race was. It's irrelevant, and the fact that you're trying to get out of me is sickening.
What do you mean?
Pissing. That's fucked up.
I think the theater of the mind would benefit from a racial description.
It was green. Picture him as a fucking
We're already
green
doubting your story. You may as well, give us
I'm
some
not
sort of
saying what his
feedback
fucking
here.
race was, all right? Stop trying to make it about race.
Chat, if you
Hey,
want,
you
if
just
you
made
want
it
to
about
know
race.
this kid's race,
Brennan just wants to know the color of the guy's skin. You're talking about race now. That's
Yeah.
on you.
Doesn't,
No, Brennan.
it doesn't matter. This is a colorblind
he was
casting,
green.
okay?
He was Namekian.
It's
He didn't know how to
colorblind.
work. Of course
It doesn't matter what race it was. He kicked my ass, okay? It doesn't matter what race he was. Are you gonna judge me if
how tough you were by telling the story if you get your ass kicked?
Are you gonna judge me if I got my ass kicked by a fucking Czechoslovakian or
Yes.
a
He was
fucking
Eastern European. He was
Guatemalan? It doesn't matter.
No,
It
I would
doesn't
judge you
matter what
less
it-
if you got jumped by a Russian mobster. Like, that's fine.
Okay. It doesn't matter. All right. I'm just telling you that I'm not just putting myself over. I've won fights, I've lost fights, but in my adult life, I've never been in a fight. The closest thing.
So why are you talking so tough about cyclists?
Yeah.
Because I would beat up a cyclist if I had to, if it came down to
I
it.
can guarantee if you met an actual cyclist, they would kick your ass.
What are they gonna do? Roundhouse kick me? They're a fucking cyclist, not fucking Bruce Lee. They're not.
Yeah,
they don't know how to
what
do
are you?
spin.
You're
What
a
am
man.
I?
You haven't had a
I'm not a
fight
man
since
at all.
eight-
You're like 1 inch taller than me, Damo. You're like maybe 2 inches taller.
How many
than me.
cyclists do you think you could beat in a
that
fight?
makes you more of a manlet than me, Squire.
That you're not a man. What did you say? How many cyclists
How
could I
many
beat up at
cyclists?
once?
Like, how many cyclists do you think you could fight until you're overwhelmed?
Well, first of all, you
One,
have to
you'd be dead.
you have to consider that a cyclist, they're all like 5'5". They're extremely short.
Any cyclists in the chat, by the way? Cyclist type C for cycle.
There's no
So there's
cyclists.
two different
in
types
that.
of cyclists. There's the track cyclists, and then there's the road cyclists. The track cyclists are all 6'4" with giant fucking muscles.
What the fuck?
They've also
two
got
different-
great
Two different
cardio.
types. Yeah, oh yeah.
That's a lie. You're lying. I know one of the guys, Vidal. You're not a fucking cyclist.
There's
you
a couple
fucking.
of cyclists in the chat.
He's not a cyclist. He rides his bike. He delivers Uber Eats on a bicycle. That doesn't make you a
That
fucking
makes them a
cyclist.
cyclist.
Type
No,
Y
there's-
in the chat if you're a cyclist and you can kick Manny's ass.
Why? First of all, there's no Y in that sentence.
Chat, do you think Y or N? Do you think you could beat Mansour in a fight?
N? What does N have to do? Oh no. Okay.
No. What do you have in the mind? Who were you fighting in high school?
First of all, the only cycles that these fuckers are on is a steroid cycle, and I can still kick their
Do you
ass.
think that
Awful
perhaps,
lot of Y's there, man, sir.
Do you think
Huh?
a lot of
I
what?
think what?
Oh,
Work
no,
out this
what?
dude kick his ass. Yeah,
I'm wondering if because I'm seeing a lot of Y's in the chat. Do you think if there were more N's,
Wait a minute, hold on, shut up for a second. Do these people genuinely believe they could beat me up? If you genuinely believe that you could beat me up, press Y. And if you're a realistic, serious person,
Jenny,
that knows-
pull up the betting thing.
there's
Just admit it. You haven't
Pull
had
up
a
the
fight
poll.
since you were like 8 years
you
old.
can't bet because
Yes,
I would
you
have to
can.
fight all these people
Yes.
for that
Pull up
for there
the
to be a
poll.
result.
Pull up the poll, and would you beat him in a fight? Yes.
Oh, there is a poll?
You're getting your ass kicked.
They
You're
actually
getting-
put
a lot of
poll. They
people.
actually figured out the poll.
There's
Amazing.
like 6 people
All right.
who said no. I'm amazed.
Wow, Lance
Most of these-
Armstrong is
okay.
eating your ass right now.
Lance Armstrong.
would kick your ass.
Lance Armstrong couldn't do shit to me. All right. I'd beat up Lance Armstrong. I could beat up Lance Armstrong with one arm behind fucking back.
Damo, who do you think? CM Origins, thank you for the bits. You got Rybacked.
CM Origins, don't give us any money. We're paying you at the end of the month.
No, give
You're
us
just-
money so that we can be a snake pooping into its
CM
own
Origins,
mouth.
guys, in case you don't know, CM Origins is our video production guy. He makes all the awesome clips that's on our YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
In a way, he's
Janny's-
like our Jamie.
Janny's put that shit up there because everybody here needs to subscribe. CM Origins, it says here that you're the number 3 bits leader. CM, we're
Wait, it's a
paying you to make
competition?
us video. Yeah, it says, look, number 1 is Air Juga, and number 2 is CM Origins. CM Origins, we're paying you. If you're giving us money, we're just going to give it back to you. Is this some kind of racketing scheme that you
Yeah.
have going on?
No, he's laundering it. You should know.
Anyway,
you should
listen, we have a guest on, so we should be focusing on him. He's bored reading his fucking phone, probably looking up footy results.
I'm actually really
Okay.
enjoying the chat talking about kicking your ass, to be honest.
Well, you don't have to enjoy a damn
Kaden,
thing.
thank you
Look
for
at the
the bits.
camera. Look at the camera, Damo. Okay, we're gonna ask you a question because you're our guest. And oh, is the dog barking?
Hear
That's
my
very
dog barking
professional.
at the door again. I have no idea.
That's
what
very professional for you to allow that to happen during a podcast. Thanks.
I'm not
Alex
gonna get
Smiley,
the fuck
thank you for
out
the
of
bits.
She's a rescue. I'm just gonna let her park herself out.
Damo, what do we have to expect now that we're fired bitches? What do we have to expect on the indie scene?
Disappointment.
Oh,
In what way?
No. Right. Imagine this. Put both your minds at ease, okay?
Okay.
okay.
There will no longer be somebody telling you what to do.
That sounds
No,
great.
That
That sounds great.
It sounds great, but your first couple of matches, you're going to really struggle to plan them, okay? Because you're going to be like, wait, nobody's telling me what
you can't go over anybody's head and go to the producer.
My first match on the Indies, I wrestled this really talented kid in Ireland, right? And my mind was it was not right at all. But we did okay and everything else. But I was like, my mindset was still crumbles, right? And then the next night, I wrestled a 6-man with Aussie Open and Will Ospreay, and I was like, okay, it's a lot easier now because at least those guys are in it. They're doing their thing at this point, right? And I was like, okay, that was much different than the night before, and I was able to, figure out what it was. And then over the next few months after that, you start to have so much fun in the actual planning. You start thinking to yourself, okay, well, I'm in this area here. I'm starting to be relatively recognized, so I don't need to panic so much about getting X, Y, and Z, and I can start thinking, okay, how do I want to tell the story? How do I want people to react? What do I want people to walk away?
Lance Armstrong won the poll.
Of course he did. And even Lance Armstrong, when he had cancer, would have kicked Manny's ass.
I would never
fight a
person with cancer.
I
thought you said the person's race doesn't matter, Mansour.
What the fuck does having cancer have to do with his race? Are you saying his race is cancer? Because he has...
He is white. We are literally the worst.
All right. Damo, I'm curious what you mean.
81%.
Sorry, ask the question about what?
Well, what I mean to say is, are you saying that like working at WWE for so long, it gave you like a mental block when you had to call something?
So, because you're trying to filter the good stuff and the bad stuff, right?
Yeah.
So, give you guys an idea. I'm on WWE. We're struggling for TV time, whatever. You get a chance to get a spot over, and you have to negotiate with the producer who's too scared to ask his superior if I'm allowed to do a certain spot, right? So you end up not doing, I'll just do the fucking clothesline then, whatever, and you just end up, everybody's unhappy, and then people are surprised, that you don't get to do your good moves and whatever. That's fine. But, then when you come out, but there's also the other side of that where, when I was on the Indies on my way in, it was all about, getting the pops so you can be brought back. And then eventually, like, when you get to WWE, it's like the pops, well, obviously NXT is slightly different, but, the pops aren't as important as the actual story itself.
They sure aren't.
Well, exactly. So then you start learning, like, how to put all those things in the right structure, as opposed to, well, I'll do this, you do this, I'll do this, Shazam, right? So don't get me wrong, NXT became that, but at the same time, that's not what WWE is, for example, the main roster.
Wemble TTV, thank you for the $5 donation. If you donate $10, then we'll give you a Retribution name. If you give us $15, we'll give you a Maximum Male Model names. And if you give us $20, Damo will sing you a song.
Jesus, that's too much pressure. Please do not give the $20.
Manny, can you
one of my
at some
favorite
point
things, Damo,
explain the
speaking
watch
of
against
NXT,
Ziggler? I was a
is,
part of Matthew's
remember when
stream
you had
and
that
apparently
match
you
with,
keep
Riddle,
saying it's your
where,
worst
it was
botch.
like hardcore,
He does
right?
not get it at all, but he will still use it
And,
on the next DM. Also great to see you back,
there was
Damo.
a speech that was made after that show. It's because it was going head to head with AEW. And the person making that speech was like, those guys, they're going to throw everything at the wall. They're going to have explosions and all kinds of bullshit. That's like an action movie where nobody ever talks and it's just fight after explosion after car chase. We slow things down. We have drama. And then, like, I look up and I see, like, you fucking crossbodying Riddle through a wall.
Through a fucking wall. Through a table. I'm fucking dying, man. Jesus Christ.
That was the break spot. That was going into commercial.
Yeah. Here, let's go to commercial with Damo going through a fucking wall. It was like,
Cancel for truth. Thank you for subscribing. Yeah, it sounded a bit like Cope.
Yeah,
not to be confused with
the funny thing
is,
that speech that he said, that's exactly what NXT became after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, wow. That was like
I remember
extra copium for everybody.
One of the things that Swerve told me was he had a 6-man and it was like supposed to be quick, right? And we were sitting in Terry Taylor. Yeah, this was NXT, and we're sitting in Terry Taylor's class, who famously is all about psychology and slowing things down and selling and working a hold. And we're watching the match back. It was on TV, and it was very fast, and it was very spotty. Not spotty as in, like, dodgy, spotty in the sense it was spot.
Can I get a Retribution name?
No breaks.
Thanks.
No selling. And Terry's watching, he's like, whoa.
I can just imagine how mad he's.
What's going on here? What's why? What?
At some point, you could tell Terry just knew that, like,
GG.
And
the business had passed him by.
He said, "Swerve, what's going on here? You should know better than this." And Swerve said, "We were told, quote, kill the business." And
he was like straight up.
And Terry didn't even say it. Terry said, "What?" And Swerve pulls out his phone and shows an email to all the wrestlers in that match saying, "Don't worry about selling, kill the business." And Terry, in that moment, I could see his heart break. He looks at it and he goes, "Well, I guess you got to kill the business." Things change.
Killham SK donated $10 for a Retribution name. Do any of you guys have anything in mind?
For who? What's his name?
Killham SK.
Killham?
Killham SK.
Killham SK?
I think it needs to be some sort of tool, something that you put in your hand that you
do love with. Tool, Damo.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I love tool.
I do love tool. But it needs to be something that you could hit somebody with in your hand. That maybe doesn't feel like a normal weapon, but if you hit them, it could really hurt them. Like a wrench or a
wrench.
Socket,
Nah, wrench sucks.
Yeah.
What about
That's the point.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, but he wants something better than wrench. Like
no, it needs to be Retribution. Come on, so it needs to be something that you could hurt somebody with. That wouldn't be an obvious thing. I mean, like Brennan was a medieval instrument of pain.
Dr. Joey Magnum, thank you for subscribing.
T-bar was something that you fix your car with.
I always thought that a T-bar was when a girl, like when Lita had like her thong out.
Oh, that's a whale tail.
Yeah, I thought a T-bar was another name for that.
I genuinely think it's another name for a jack on your, the old school jack that's like a cross. Is like that's what a T-bar is.
A jack for like your car?
Yeah, but not, the way the jack's got really fancy and it's like a, I don't even know what it looks like.
How do you hit somebody with one of those things that you?
What's Mansour? He's a street fighter here.
What's this guy's name? What's this fucking guy's name?
His name is Killham, which sounds actually pretty badass.
Killham is already.
Killham.
Not a big fan of ham.
Your Retribution name is Hacksaw.
Ooh. I think you've already given a hacksaw, and there is a Jim Duggan.
Fuck that.
There is a hacksaw. Well, it can't be hacksaw. It needs to be something a bit more.
All right, hold on.
Maybe a garden instrument, like a rake.
Wait a minute. I got it. Your name is Backsaw. I just looked it up. It's a thing. Look up Backsaw.
Good. Backsaw's much more in line with a Retribution name.
Backsaw is
that definitely sounds more like Retribution.
That's an actual tool.
It's I think what the
bone saw. Somebody said
bone saw.
Bonesaw is Red D.
I think the point of a Retribution name is to be like two tools meshed together. So like a backsaw sounds like something that somebody just made up looking in their garage.
Your ma.ce.
Yeah, I got the best one.
Ma.ce is a real. Yeah, ma.ce is
no. So you can also go with medieval weaponry. So if anybody has any idea,
so you could be Trebuchet.
Trebuchet.
No, that's too close to Ricochet.
Trebuchet. He had to join Retribution.
Yeah. Imagine Trebuchet. You could have Polearm, Halberd.
Wow.
Yeah, Damo. Wait, what's your Retribution name? People are asking.
So it needs to be something.
Zweihander.
What was that?
Zweihander.
Zweihander.
Let me see.
Falchion is cool.
Falchion.
What's a Falchion?
Oh no! Obviously, you're Shillelagh.
Oh, duh.
Duh.
Yeah, you are. Shut up. You're Shillelagh.
You're Shillelagh.
In fairness, it doubles up as a walking stick when I get old, so it's pretty cool.
What? Finley's
really?
You can use.
It's tiny. It's
so short. Right. First of all, you guys need to know this.
Oh, here we go. We're gonna get into the Shillelagh lore.
The one that Finley had was literally like a joke one that you can get in a store, right? Those fake Irish stores. But a Shillelagh is actually a walking stick that doubles up as a club to hurt people with. So it's a dual use concept. So I'll be Shillelagh. I'm in. Be a nice big long one.
So it was like Hornswoggle's Shillelagh then.
100%.
So
100%.
Yeah.
Talk about growing up as a wee lad watching your favorite wrestler Hornswoggle on TV.
Well, I think Hornswoggle debuted probably when I was in my 20s, but I'm very old.
So Hornswoggle spurred you into the business then. Thank you, New Name Pending, for subscribing.
What it was, as I was already in the business, I was massively inspired by my good friend Hornswoggle. Yes, of course.
How did you feel about the way your people were represented on TV?
I'm just delighted that it's not an American pretending to be an Irish person anymore.
Oh, okay.
So, that's something that was always a major issue. You'd be like, "That's an interesting accent you're choosing to do there, sir."
Explain Roddy Piper to me.
So there's a huge correlation between Canada and Scotland. So a lot of the eastern parts of Canada are all like Scottish names, and they're all like generally like Scottish based. So
I didn't know that.
There is an affinity between Scotland and Canada.
Huh.
It always confused me that he didn't have a Scottish accent.
Yeah, because he wasn't Scottish. He just used it as a good gimmick and got over it, you know.
Yeah.
But I think his family was Scottish, or like grandparents or whatever. Because like there was a this is the go into it, right? Whenever Canada was like a fledgling country, whatever else, there was like offers for people from the UK to go there, like as tradesmen and whatever else. And then there was obviously the poor people, whatever. So there's a whole like
thank you for subscribing, Kevitz.
Different chunks of Canada are like very Scottish based, so all these names are all Scottish. Like the Newfoundland and Halifax and all that, they're all really like Scottish names, and like even the accents are quite funny compared to the rest of Canada.
Damo, Smarcus Aurelius asks, what do you think of the Dropkick Murphys?
I saw I went to see them live actually in the mid-2000s.
Wow.
That's where me and Damo meet, because they're Irish but also from Boston.
But they're fun. I saw them in Manchester, England, in the mid-2000s. They're really fun to watch. I really enjoyed them. There's a bunch of their albums I had growing up. I was playing in a punk band in like the early 2000s.
Oh, really? What'd you play?
I listened to them. I'm a drummer.
He's a drummer. Damo, tell Chat about your because Chat doesn't.
Oh yeah, you're fucking when you wanted a theme song, you were like, hey, make sure that the beat is.
I literally tried to explain it, and I didn't realize it was Triple H I was talking to. Right, so I got a random text from somebody saying, "Here's the music we're thinking." So I just assumed it was the music guy. So I started getting really into. How do I explain it?
You're like, listen up, bitch. This is the music.
No. I started in really technical terms about what I was looking for from the drumming, and like I genuinely didn't know it was Hunter I was talking to. I realized I got speaking to him like the next week, and I was like, I didn't realize it was talking to you.
He's like, what the fuck is a time signature?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I was trying to explain. Needless to say, the drums never got the way I wanted it to be, but it was okay. It was fine, you know. I was talking to the wrong guy.
Your theme song? Was this your theme song that went?
I was literally about to say that.
It was literally Chris Benoit's music with like a
whoa!
Hey, we're allowed to say it. We're allowed to say it. We've all been fired.
No. We got new rules now. It's not the issue. It's not the issue. The issue is we're not Fed cucks here. We don't use Fed names. All right.
We call him Pegasus Kid.
He's Pegasus Kid.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're not Fed cucks anymore.
Yeah.
We were once suckling on the teat of the Fed.
Yeah,
there was a time to re-educate ourselves. We're trying to uncolonize our minds.
Yeah. You guys have got one thing to look forward to. Every 3 months, you'll still get your royalties. You know, sometimes they're pretty good.
No chance. I mean,
that's
what the fuck?
You got?
Just today, somebody was like,
I got like 15 grand last year. It was pretty cool.
Today, somebody was like, hey, when you do signings and go to indies, bring action figures so that you can give it away and sign it. And I was like, I was there for 5 fucking years. They never made me an action figure.
I got an action figure.
What the fuck?
I'm not gonna. I don't want to give.
You got a Retribution action figure, didn't you?
People will bring their action figures of you.
I've signed plenty of little ma.ces.
Here's my issue. Mine was like a limited run. So literally, the only ones you get are like $100 now on fucking Amazon or whatever the fuck. So you get the occasional one. You're like, oh shit, should I buy this off the guy?
I think mine sells unreasonably well for a Retribution action figure because
your action figure's base.
Yeah, it looks kind of cool. Like it looks like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle villain. In fact, the first time I saw an action figure at a Walmart, I took it and I moved it to a different section where people would just think that I was from Dragon Ball Z or something.
Wait a minute, Babaruski, Manny wasn't on TV enough for a figure. That's completely wrong. They've made figures of just the most jabroni fucking nobodies.
No,
okay,
he was on enough to be.
I was on enough to be on a fucking action figure. I was on pay per view like 5 fucking times.
You know, here's the stupidest thing about WWE. I'm just gonna say, I give a fuck, right? They make these mistakes all the time. When they were actually trying to do the push with the Saudi, they should have had fucking action figures and brought the bloody Saudi. They would have sold. It seems stupid. It's the same thing when Nikki did the superhero gimmick. They had all her merchandise ready after they turned her heel.
Yeah.
It was amazing time. It was the dumbest thing. Like literally, we tried to get stuff ready for Halloween because we kept getting photos of children dressing up as Nikki. And we were like, should we not try to get this as a possibility?
Doesn't matter.
They got it ready by fucking March or something when they turned her heel.
It doesn't matter because somebody saw her and decided she was not going to be successful. That was it.
Because everybody knows that when they want something to succeed, they make sure that they have all that stuff that night, immediatly, as if it was $1 billion company.
It was actually worse than that. So Vince actually, I don't mind.
No, go on.
He actually
go off, King.
He got mad at them that the merch wasn't ready.
Oh.
And it wasn't ready because he hadn't said yes on something and they were too scared to approach him or whatever. So it was literally the left hand not talking to the right hand. And then they all got chewed out. Then it was all ready, like by the time it was,
So are you saying that she's a Vincel?
She's a Vincel.
Where does she stand?
Well, he turned her heel as well. So he turned her face, made her the champion, then turned her heel. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough when you're a Vincel because it's kind of
the whim.
Being a Vincel is a turbulent business.
It is. It's definitely shaky, and you can lose Vincel just as you gain it. Whereas
being a Vincel is like sailing the high seas. Like
a
storm could come and wipe your.
And there's a kraken and shit. It's like
But every once in a while, there will be like a beautiful stretch of blue where the sea is full of bountiful fish.
I briefly thought I was going to be a Vincel, boys. So. Gather around. I'll tell you this fun story.
Tell us the story.
I did a match. It was like a 2-segger or a 3-segger. It was one of the longer ones, whatever. But during the break of the match, I think it went dark and maybe I didn't fully do a strike or something. Or I think somebody was sitting on a buckle and I kind of whiffed a little bit in a strike. So after the match, he gives me his weird fucking pull in thing, whatever, and he's like, you need to make sure no matter what, whether it's dark or whatever, you can't whiff on those, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I apologize, my fault. Then he said, you've got a great future here. You've got a great future here. And I was like, fuck. I went home feeling 10 foot tall.
What was the next thing he said to you?
Well, I never worked for him again. So. You're going to have a great future here. I was like, wow, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Here's the thing,
never did a match for him ever again.
People talk about Vince's magical ability to make you feel like he loves you.
He does.
But I know, I understand that because he pulled me in when he didn't have to. And I was talking to him and he was like, Mansour, you got something that they can't teach down there at the PC. I was like, what, sir? You have it.
Party blood.
He was like, you have it. You have a special intangible quality. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. Like Vince thinks I have it. But then, why the fuck you didn't have to say that? Like, if Vince looked at me and said, you have beautiful eyes, I still would have felt good. Like, he could have said anything. He didn't have to gas me up. He could
have said nothing.
He didn't have to gas you up either. It's not, but here's the thing. It's not a Jedi mind trick because it's not like we're asking for more money or we're demanding.
Promoter. Because, listen, and you guys have got all this to look forward to, right? Just because Vince wears $6,000 suits and whatever else, he's still a carny fuck like everybody else.
I understand that, but he wasn't trying to convince us of anything.
No, but in a way, by being nice to you in a moment where he feels like he can be nice to you, is he not tending the crops? That one day you'll come back and you'll be like, hey, I want more money. And they'll be like, hey, remember that time I was nice to you? Like, we can work this out. We've always had a good relationship, haven't we? I think you have it. I think you have it, Mansour.
So you're saying he was planting the seeds for when I'm 45 and I come back for a nostalgia run in Saudi, and I want $1 million and he gives me fucking pennies on the dollar.
Yes.
And you reckon Vince knows that you're actually gone?
No.
You think if you emailed him tomorrow, more photos of you and Brennan, so he might mark out again?
People make fun of us because they group us in with people who say, oh, Vince loved me, but that damn John Laurinaitis or that damn Triple H or that damn so-and-so. You know what I'm talking about, Damo? Where people will never blame
Vince did not love me. You know, I was way too
fired.
hairy for that. I was way too hairy for that.
You were too hairy, but he loved fucking George the Animal Steel.
That was 80 years ago.
King
Kong was on a lot of cocaine at that point.
But there is a degree, like if you look at the people who got released, right? It doesn't feel like the people he would pick to fire. Am I wrong?
Dolph Ziggler is a stalwart.
But like Boogs, he loved Boogs. He loved Boogs, and he loved ma.ce. He loved Riddy Mo.
And even going back, she wasn't released in this grouping, but Lacey he loved.
He loved Lacey, and
until she got pregnant.
I remember when we were in a battle royal, and all the producers would tell us was, "You guys got to make Madcap look strong, guys. Madcap, this battle royal has to make
Madcap.
Tonight we're making Madcap," and like there would be, I
really need to use the toilet. You keep ranting there, Mansour.
I mean, just as we said before, being a Vincel is a tumultuous thing. One day he can just give up on you. One day he can love you. But to me, it feels like, I don't know. I'm not going to hypothesize a damn thing because I don't want to have egg on my face by the time this is all said and done.
Yeah, we'll find out when it's time to write the books.
Because like I was reading, people are shitting on Boogs because he said some things.
Where is he saying? Is he saying these things on his YouTube channel?
Yeah,
why is he stealing our heat?
Well, first of all, we need to
shut down his YouTube channel and get him on this stream so that we can benefit from his hard shoots.
I would like to say that I have nothing but appreciation for WWE and all the people that I worked for. I had a tremendous time. I was compensated very well and taken care of. And I always leave the door open for the future.
Me too.
That being said, Boogs is kind of right. Kinda. Like, people are saying that he's bitter, but to be fair, he was fired. You know what I mean? Like, people usually aren't very happy.
Here's something I don't think people appreciate is, on average, if you lose your job at Dunder Mifflin Paper Company.
Wow, I didn't know you were
an office chat.
A 28-year-old white woman. I didn't know you were a millennial.
No, my sister.
Okay, go on.
If you lose your job,
your sister is a white woman.
Yes. If you lose your job at the paper company, it is not in a widely publicized release on Twitter where everybody knows that you got fired. So, like, there's something mentally, and I know this from being fired from 2 jobs where I was very publicly fired. Mentally, it freaking beats your dick when you.
Well, that's a good thing. I enjoy that.
It beats your dick off.
That's a good thing. I enjoy that.
It beats your dick away.
That's a good thing. I enjoy that. Sure, beat it any way you want.
It's not there anymore.
North, south, east, or west, just fucking smash it. I don't care what it is.
It's very uncomfortable.
If you make any amount of contact, yeah, fair enough.
And everybody's going to react differently, you know, especially.
Yeah, but you two are a pair of morons. You didn't get your shit out fast enough.
What do you mean I didn't get shit?
I announced my own release.
Hold on a second. I put out my fucking video the day of. I got a spray tan, and I fucking put out a video
No. He's saying that the dirt sheets announced that we were fired first. And yes, I agree. But also it was Mansour's fault because I had a fire meme made by Larry, and I was ready to post it. But Mansour was like, "Oh, I need to get 10 for the indie promoters." So
well, Brennan, you could have announced your own release if you wanted to, but you wanted to put me.
The meme was already done. I couldn't ask Larry to make another meme.
Well, thank you for respecting my wishes and not announcing my release before I announced it.
I would have gotten.
You shouldn't have.
It would have benefited us both because more people would be here.
No, listen. Here's the thing. I was in that company for 5 fucking years. And I put out one video a minute long the day that I got fired, and it created more goodwill for me than anything I've ever done in that company. Okay?
I don't know if that's a good or a bad reflection on you, pal.
What did you say?
I don't know if that's a good or a bad reflection on you, pal.
I can only do what they tell me to do. I held, as we said in a previous stream, I held a live microphone 1 time in 5 years. Outside of Saudi Arabia.
Did they not know that you were the voice of some character in 2K
they
once long ago?
Did not.
No, they had no clue. They had no clue.
Of course they
but that's the thing. Okay, here's an example. Like WWE, I'm not as a general, but they don't always play to your strengths. I'd like to talk about my close personal friend, Zach Gibson. Damo, you know Gibbs, right?
Yeah, of course.
Fucking guy is a great promo, and he fucking is a great talker, and he's incredibly comfortable.
I've got a counterpoint for you though, right?
Okay.
So, imagine this is Days of Our Lives, right? And they write characters and then cast the faces after. That's kind of what WWE does a lot of the time.
It's what Vince did in a way. Vince would come up with an idea and be like, "Who do we have?" Like,
who should be the gobbledygooker? Let's go around our talented roster and go, yes, this man here needs to be the gobbledygooker. Yes.
Like Kofi told us that he was like in training, and Vince had the idea that he wanted a Jamaican, and then they were like, "Do you have a Jamaican?" And they were like, "Yeah, sure, we have a Jamaican." Like it doesn't matter what you're good at.
Sure, we've got this kid from West Africa.
But that's not true. Because that's true for some people. Like that's true for us. For a guy like Zach Gibson, who's a fucking, and I love Grizzled Young Veterans, but for a guy like Zach Gibson, who's a great promo, to be made a silent mook in a stable,
especially in like NXT, that's very.
But then you have certain guys who come into this company.
There isn't a role for him in the current product. That
I understand
his the fact that he is great on the mic, but he's a really good in-ring wrestler. So that's what he's in there.
Right, but the whole company is full of in-ring wrestlers. The whole company is full of great. So it doesn't matter.
I've explained this multiple times in our private group chat. The wrestling is broken, right? But this has always been WWE's way. WWE, they're not going to go, okay, Big Damo's in the Indies right now. He's a 300-pound guy who can fly. No, I got signed because I look like a fucking troll in case they ever needed a troll on screen. And then they were like, oh, shit, we've got a position for a troll on screen. Who have we got? There's this big fat guy with hair. There'll be that guy. That's literally, I didn't get put on TV because I was really good at wrestling. I got through the tryouts because I was really good at wrestling, but I got signed because of how I looked. You know what I mean? You got signed because you're Saudi Arabian. Brennan, you got signed because you're a mega athlete. I know you don't like to talk about it very much, but it was a massive advantage. You didn't get signed because of your run in ROW.
No, it was my prolific independent career, which is going to take off again as soon as December comes.
But I 100% agree. Like, there's a lot of times people are like, EC3 is an incredible talker, and they never.
Oh my gosh, he didn't talk.
They decided to put him in 20-minute matches, which is not his strength. Unless like that's not disparaging him, but he was so good in TNA. And so engaging on the microphone, he got so over as well, and they didn't play to that strength whatsoever.
Well, not only that, like when he got called up to the main roster, he was literally a mute. Like he would do segments where he would not speak, and I'm like, what do you mean by that? And
he had a wicked entrance, though. I love this.
That's the kind of thing that would make you insane. Because imagine being him and knowing that if you could just speak on a microphone.
Even weirder that he came through their system originally 10 years before that, where it was all about being charismatic and good in the mic.
And he's still got something over. He fucking got that red Solo Cup gimmick over without saying a fucking word. But of course, it didn't mean a goddamn thing because, as we said before, as soon as somebody looks at you, it's decided whether or not you're going to be successful. It doesn't matter how good you do. It's honestly a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I find it was weird. When I first started, I felt there was a really anti... if you weren't American, there was a real bias against you. I felt like for the Japanese lads, European lads, everything else, we were very looked down upon. And then that changed, like, by 6 months later, that changed massively. It was almost like, the opposite was in effect. But when I first got there, like, they, immediately were always on a lot of us about our accents, on a lot of us about our style of wrestling, not knowing how it's done here and all that kind of stuff. And then once somebody said to me, no, he's one of our guys, suddenly everybody was right up my ass as if I was the best thing ever. Like
that feels like a very like old school, like I worked in WCW with the stinky British people attitude. Like, oh, our style, the American style is better. Until obviously somebody up top was like, no, we like the American style.
I don't think there is an American style anymore. It's all been bastardized.
Oh no, American style.
It's homogenized.
Yeah. Memphis style is what WWE kind of made its name on, and then it's all changed and changed and changed. So, but like no, I think it was hilarious that there was this bias, and like I remember like Tommy End got so upset about it because he felt he was being like continually like.
Thank you. We didn't have to Fed check you.
Well, that's his real name, isn't it? Well,
His real name, Thomas End.
His real name is Thomas End?
No, it's not. I actually don't think Thomas is his real name.
No, his real name is Tommy.
No, it's not actually, but
it's not?
That's for you to find out.
What?
But there you go.
Did he change it?
I think so. I actually do think so. I don't know what his actual name is, but no, honestly, so I felt that there was this weird period where it's very anti-European, and I had this killer match then during the Download Festival. So it's funny what you were saying. Like you're chosen or you're not chosen, whatever. But I had this incredible match at the Download Festival with Drew Galloway, right? We killed each other because that's what we do. We're terrible people. And then the writer comes up to me, Joe Pantoliano, I can't remember. And he was like, I didn't realize you could do good matches. Like, I've been in the company for 6 months at this point, or 7 months. They put me on WrestleMania. They've done all that stuff. And you don't realize I'm actually good at this.
All you had to do was look.
It was mind blowing. Like, but that's literally what he said to me. This is the head writer of NXT, and then suddenly I'm in bigger matches as a singles guy. I'd been doing tag stuff with Axel. Now I'm the singles guy just because he saw me do 2 or 3 matches on the Download Festival. I had one with No Way Jose, which went really well, and then we did the same thing on TV, and it did not go well. But me and Drew had the same match I had then with No Way Jose on TV. I then had the match with Drew on TV, and it was like, and it went really well, obviously because of Drew. But it's like if he hadn't have seen those matches, he never would have known I was a good singles wrestler. Then suddenly I'm a singles wrestler, and all the big matches that happen after War Games and all that stuff. Then I start going in as a singles guy. But it was really bizarre, like because I was so taken aback by that, and this happened a bunch of times for me. Like producers doubting your ability to do things is one of the banes of my existence. But for the head writer to come up to me and say I didn't know that you could wrestle was mental for me. Like that, I genuinely just assumed everybody knew. I thought everybody was a professional and had an idea of what everybody could do, right? Or at least watch the matches, But for your head writer to come up to you and say, I didn't know you could wrestle, I was like, wow, that was a mind blower for me. Like, and then I realized that the left hand doesn't talk to the right hand. So we were asked to do these like full character bios about who you are as a person first, and then who your character is, right? And I wrote them all up, made them fucking massive, whatever. Sent them in, and then I never heard anything about them again until randomly, right? Somebody wrote a bio for Killian and used a part of that, and I was like, "Oh, wow, that's pretty cool." But nobody else was given any of my background info, and so I'm like, so then I'm having to clue up the commentators myself, and I'm having to, talk to any of the writers who want, ideas from me, and it's like, so why did I do all this fucking busy work that took me hours and hours and hours?
Well, that's because it's literally
the life
just
profile of Killian. You know what I mean?
It's just
I just remember thinking it was the dumbest. But this is my point. It's the left hand not talking to the right hand. I reckon there's somebody in Stanford who has all that information. Go, oh, this is fantastic, and then it doesn't know what to do with it. There's some poor person sitting there with like Killian Dane's entire backstory, going, "Oh, fantastic! This would be good for the fire."
This will kindle the flames. The forge that powers the Stanford headquarters.
It's because at the end of the day,
right on all day, yeah.
Which is a thing that always drove me crazy coming from pro sports is it's not a meritocracy in that, like, I'm from football, so I understand it as the best player at a position plays that position. It doesn't matter if you're friends with the coach. It doesn't matter if you talk to the right people or anything. For WWE, because it's performance, because it's not, wins and losses are predetermined. You get to be the good guy when somebody says you're the good guy. That's simply it. So
like one of my major gripe of the main roster, I never had a singles match, right? Do you know the only singles match I ever had on even a house show? You never had a
singles match?
I had one singles match on a house show, and it was so I'm out all night. I need to tell you guys the full story. This is a good one, right? I'm out all night. I'm drinking very heavily. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It was the end of the tour. We did the post-holiday tour. It was fantastic. We did some really cool times, whatever else. But UFC's on December 30th, I think it was, and we're all at the bar having a wonderful time, and I have to carry one of the guys home who's punching me in the face, who's really mad at me for bringing him back to his wife, but it's okay. And so I don't sleep.
I know who that is.
I get on a flight, and I get home, and I'm fucked, right? So I've literally been on this tour. I was in Ireland. I flew from Ireland to Chicago, wherever the fuck it was to start the tour. So I was absolutely done in, right? But I get home, I order a pizza. It's like 11 in the morning. I've
Were
ordered
you
a pizza.
knackered?
Like I was definitely knackered, right? Because I hadn't slept and I was drinking pretty heavily, right? And you know, I'm eating pizza, whatever. I get a phone call from the used car salesman Mark Carano, and he's like, "Hey, do you think you could make it to Tampa tonight?" And I'm like, "I've just eaten a full pizza, by the way. So I haven't slept."
What's gonna happen, Damo? You're gonna look fat.
And he said, "No, it was more like, will I be able to get my my ring gear?" And and he's like, "Listen, you know, and I'll look after you, whatever." I was like, "Oh, okay, shit, cool." So I
Drew
just assumed
Gulak,
that means,
friend of the show. Thank you for subscribing.
will he look after me at some point? Will he, you know, do me a favor or whatever? I didn't really take into account what he was saying. Anyway, I drive to fucking Tampa. I'm okay getting there, get to the building. I'm wrestling Titus O'Neil in Tampa. It's my only singles match. It's about 5 minutes long. I cut a promo and everything. It's hilarious. Killian never promoed once on WWE television. Only in
No,
NXT,
you could have an iPhone promo.
An iPhone.
Oh, I did a few of those on house shows. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. But I never don't think I ever spoke really on WWE television. I think it was just
Right.
But anyway, cut the promo. You know, just whatever it was. Did the match with thing. As I'm driving home, like fucking, you know, I think I was maybe concussed. I'm not sure. I can't remember if it was, but not necessarily from Titus. I think it was just from the week, whatever. And like, you know, I started falling asleep at the wheel. This has never happened before. I've taken 2 energy drinks in this drive. It's a drive from Tampa to Orlando. It's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And I ended up like having about 11 micro sleeps or something like that. So I had 11 chances.
Oh shit!
It was I'd never do it again, right?
That's nuts. Yeah, they shouldn't.
I ended up getting like an awesome payday on top of my wage. So
really? So he did take care of you.
He paid me $5,000 for that. I literally got that like 2 weeks later.
So he was a regular car salesman.
That was my only singles match when I was on the main roster. So
it's so funny,
guys.
like
so
what you get.
This is the hardest part. Is like, how do you get a chance to showcase who you are? Like if this is why I was saying to you, it's about your face fitting. Like, so I'm a singles wrestler, right? Realistically, and I never got a chance to showcase that on the main. But I remember Michael Hayes came up to me once and he was like, you know, we need to see more from you. And I was like,
how?
I just said that. I was like, how? He says, well, you've got to figure it out. And I'm like, fuck. and then literally the next week, I'm having an argument with Dean Malenko trying to do the double throw spot that I do.
Yeah.
And he's too scared to ask because he doesn't want to step on somebody's toes in case somebody else. And I was like, oh, I won't fucking ask, Vince. I don't care. But I end up, whatever, But this is the thing. It's a very difficult thing to navigate. And like, I think I guess you have to be patient enough. And I think like if I'd have been wrestling less time, I think I'd probably been better prepared for it, which makes no sense, right? I think because I've been wrestling for so long, I was like wanting to showcase myself and all these things, but at the same time I've been battered into submissions.
Shane's in the chat right now saying I know Big Damo and he's not a subscriber. Despite being employed
somebody subscribed me. Somebody subscribed me.
We have famous people. We got Drew Gulak in the chat. We got Shane.
This is a regular
New Japan star,
Saudi Super
Gulak.
Show.
WWE star. Hey, WDW Army says he saw that match with Titus O'Neil.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. WDW.
Listen, it was not my best, and it was, but it wasn't far from his best. So that's not bad, right?
We love Titus. Very nice
guy. He's a lovely guy. I don't want to wrestle him again though.
I was saying it's funny because we don't know what we're gonna get paid.
Thank you for subscribing, Gil.
It's all very random. You know what I mean? Like wrestlers talk about it all the time in their books. Like Jericho's book, he talks about main eventing WrestleMania, and he doesn't know what he's gonna get paid for it. He just gets a check 2 weeks later, and he looks at the number and he's like, "Well, that seems low." And then he has to go ask Triple H, Terror Rising. No Fed.
Yeah, come on, Fed check.
Hey, what did you make? And then Terror tells him, and then Lionheart goes to Vince and says, "Hey, what the fuck?" And that's kind of, and then it can change. And I kind of had a similar experience because we talked about before in an earlier stream the bucket system demo. The bucket system.
Yeah, we explained to them. They had no idea the bucket system.
Well, a lot of talent still don't understand the bucket system, so
they don't know. Yeah,
you guys for trying to explain it.
So basically, it's unincentivized to work because unless you reach your bucket, then you're basically losing money.
And it's very
because
hard
you're
to
spending
reach your
money.
bucket. Yeah.
And when Sanity had reached their bucket limits, where we were actually above our limits, they started rotating. So instead of taking all three of us to events, they started just doing two of us.
Yikes!
And then when we
Which
went, all three of us were so far outside of our buckets, they took us entirely off the runs entirely.
So for those of you who don't know, we have an annual salary, and that's called a downside. So let's say your downside is $250,000. Every time you perform, whether it's at a show or go to TV, house show, whatever, you make a certain amount of money. Plus merch, when that all adds up to your downside, every dollar you make more than your downside is bonus money that you get.
You just get
the problem is they don't
actually
want you to make the downside.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're getting paid either way. So let's say I wrestle fucking every night for a year, or not every night, every night for 1 week, like one night a week. And I get right up to my downside, but I don't quite make it. If I make $249,000, $999, I'm going to get paid $250,000. Let's say Brennan broke his arm and doesn't wrestle the entire year.
Mind you this too, Mansour. Mind you this. If you did work all those nights, you're paying for a hotel, you're paying for your gas,
and a rental car,
food, rental
gas,
car, all of that. You're paying for all of that.
Yes,
but just to give everybody an idea, it's between $30,000 and $50,000.
Yes, but if Brennan tore his fucking
Jesus Christ, why are you even putting it out there?
ACL,
don't say my
wood.
ACL. Say something that doesn't matter. Like my left nut.
And he didn't work a single match all year. He would also get paid $250,000, but he wouldn't have lost the money from traveling and paying for his own expenses. So it's a tough balancing act.
And if you think you can get out of the bucket, then yeah, but it's very like if you think you can get out of the bucket.
You gotta be you gotta be like a top star.
Working for WWE is kind of like returning to an age of religion where you're just like a shaman. You're a shaman and you're trying to appease the sky god in whatever way and hoping that whatever minuscule action you do, the sky god notices you and then provides you with rain for your crops that year. That's what WWE is like.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
Well, Brandon just explained his experience. So
Smarcus Aurelius.
You do the dances, you do whatever you need, and then
Smarcus Aurelius says, "Gonna keep this in mind to screw my workers in TEW." Shane says you got to pay that money in taxes. Well, Shane, you live in Los Angeles like a stupid dickhead,
like an idiot, like a moron.
Like a moron.
Go move to Texas.
Honestly, see, because he is paying so much in like the state tax, whatever else, he won't get audited like I did. So yeah,
shit.
Have fun with that, guys. You just might have that to look forward to.
Nobody in the chat's ever paid taxes.
1 week after getting fired, I got audited by the IRS.
Fuck. Well, Brennan's not getting audited.
I'm never getting audited because I give them like double the amount of taxes that I should pay.
Your wife is very smart.
50,000. No, she doesn't want to pay that much. She just texted me. She was like, "How much did you pay in taxes? Who's your tax guy? Why are we paying $50,000 in taxes?" I was like, "I didn't pay $50,000 in taxes, so I don't know why you are, but I might get audited, so I don't know."
So to give you guys an idea,
whoa, Djack's in the chat. Everyone is here.
Oh my God, the full Insider Nation.
Djack says, "So write it off." So Damo, did you get audited because you wrote off too much?
We got audited because the person who arranged our taxes was an asshole who just literally lied.
Wow.
Just lied on our forms. So we were like, oh shit. And no surprise. So anybody using a certain tax guy should be very careful. And
if you don't tell them, then they won't know.
So we used a lady who was very bad.
That's the lady you referred to me.
Before I got audited.
Oh my God. And then she never did my taxes because she got COVID.
Thank goodness for that. So,
but
a blessing. That's a blessing.
That's crazy. I didn't know that was the same person. Yeah,
but the other guy who everybody uses is just as bad. He just hasn't been caught yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Erwin R. Shyster.
that's who you use, right, man?
Erwin R. Shyster was my guy, and I got audited. Yeah. What the fuck, man? You know what I mean?
Hey, that's a good question. Cam Gans. Djack, what did you mean when you called my people savages? Djack, you have been questionable on TV recently.
Yeah, what's So you only feud with people
Wait a minute,
POCs, right?
What do you mean by your people?
He's Native American.
Yeah, but you said, what did you mean by
that? I was reading.
Saudi Arabian.
I was reading what this guy said.
He was reading somebody. There was a Native American in the chat.
There's a Native American in the chat that said, Djack, what did you mean when you called my people savages?
Djack's trying to get cancelled again.
I know. I was saying, considering his history.
I talked about blood once and everybody lost their fucking mind.
Can we talk? That's a good story. Can we talk about how we got Djack canceled that one time?
Oh, sure. You go ahead, Brennan, because it makes me...
I love it that Rhea Ripley canceled you both.
That's different.
I guess it's not that different. Well, no, it is different because we didn't speak. Rhea didn't speak through us like we spoke through Djack. So Djack
we didn't speak through him.
We spoke through him in that we recommended. We recommended.
We didn't recommend anything. He typed out that tweet. For those of you who don't know, Djack was feuding for the North American Championship, and the character that he was given
against who?
Against Dream,
I think it was.
And the character that he was given was that
racist.
He was no, he wasn't. It wasn't explicitly racist. The character he was given was that he was
Eastern European racist.
Yeah. He was Eastern European. He was based
obsessed
on
with his own bloodline,
heritage, and he was like, the purity of my heritage is unmatched. Whatever the fuck, right?
Blood and soil and stuff.
So Djack puts up a tweet that's like, he drafts it and he says, "I'm going to purify North America," and then he tags fucking Justin Trudeau,
Donald Trump, and
the president of Mexico. I don't remember who it was at the time. But he sent us and was like, would I get canceled for this? And I was like, well, two of the guys are white, right? Two of the countries are predominantly white. So I don't think it's a problem. Like, it should be fine, right?
I don't see why not. And also, you're the villain and you're going to lose. So even if you were...
Even the chat is like, oh no. Like, I must have missed something because I didn't think you could... Like, I know one of the countries is Mexico, but Canada and America? Like, Canada?
It's because you said purify.
That's the word you're not allowed to use.
Those damn Canadians need purified.
Anyway, he put it out, and immediately, of course, he was canceled. So we were not the people to go to for that.
You guys fucked up.
And
excuse us for trying to inject some soul into the completely soulless NXT at the time.
Well, he asked us because we're people of color, and he wanted our perspective.
I do be black.
Obviously, though, it was not the right perspective to go for. He should have asked Damo.
I'd be like, no, bro, no, please don't. Yeah. No, avoid, cancel, no, delete.
And then I remember, Brennan, you put out a tweet that was like, oh, everyone's attacking Djack. Sorry, I'm fucking not going to call my friend a racist for not being racist. And
then did we get canceled?
No, we didn't. I mean, not really. Like, I put out a tweet that was like, oh, like, please continue to be offended for
you did. I saw that on Reddit recently, yeah.
Recently?
Yeah.
Why did that come up recently?
Don't worry about it.
Whoa, you're saying I'm getting canceled right now as we speak?
No, it was like yesterday.
Well, first of all, why are you vanity searching us on Reddit?
I was making sure that I was trying to see the source of our Randy Orton clip going viral.
And somebody brought up that I tweeted that?
No, it just came up in the search.
Oh, you're talking about a previous canceling.
Don't worry about it. I said don't worry about it.
Well, you got me worried.
I told you not to worry about it. I told you not to worry about it.
Hey, Brennan. Hey, Brennan. There's a fucking electrical fire starting in your house, but don't worry about it.
I know that's not true. I have a fire alarm, you moron.
I've already called the fire fucking department, but don't worry about it. You don't tell me something like that.
That's like, no, that's more like saying there was an electrical fire in my house like 5 years ago and I didn't live here.
Well, that's not what you said, Brennan. You said that you saw a fucking thing on Reddit, but I digress.
That there was a post on Reddit. I said that
that's what you said, and that could be today. Recently,
I hit it with mom and dad fight.
Whatever. Anyway, I remember going into the PC, and Giant Bernard pulls me aside, and he says, "Hey, I saw that tweet you put out. It was pretty funny. You know, as a Jewish guy myself, I hate when people get offended for me." And I was like, "Oh, sure." He was like, "Still, you guys are acting pretty fucking stupid." I don't remember if that was before or after the Shayna Baszler.
No, I think it was post Shayna, pre Rhea.
And these stories are making it sound like I had a very good relationship with Giant Bernard. We were very friendly. But yes, he did pull me aside many times and say, Mansour, what the fuck are you doing? Giant Bernard is, he's Jewish.
He is.
I literally argued with Bernard more than I think anybody else.
Well, I mean, you guys got big guy heat. You guys got big guy heat. To be fair, like I was a small guy, so we had nothing to argue about. I had
nothing to learn from him.
I see you have back hair. I also have.
All right, you guys keep talking. My baby's crying.
Oh, you had hair heat. You had shave your back heat.
I hadn't lost my hair on top yet, so maybe that's where the heat was.
It wasn't fair.
So I was at a show recently, and somebody actually gave me some shave your back heat, and I'm like, no, I don't want to.
I don't want to shave my back.
They had nothing else to say, so I was like, okay.
Lord Hentai? Yeah.
You've got to look forward to, my friend, on the Independence.
I don't have to worry about it because
I think they're very smart.
My back is quite hairless. I'm very smooth all over my body, much like a dolphin.
One day when you grow up and your balls drop, things will change.
My balls have produced 3 children. They've dropped.
So you say. I think this Michael Jackson on this thing, it's been like taken out of your body, mechanically and inserted into your wife without you being there or present. I could totally see you doing that.
If you did it on Come Tuesday. Come Tuesday? I love that idea.
That would be wicked. That would be wicked.
Chat, thank you for joining us. I see our numbers are going up because I guess you guys are getting tired of Raw. Good to see you all here.
A 3-hour show. That sounds fantastic. I love to watch that every week.
If you haven't subscribed already, you can subscribe for free with Amazon Prime. And if not, just subscribe anyway. This is currently my job. And if you want a Retribution name, it's $10. If you want a maximum male model name, $15. And if you want Damo to sing you a song, that'll be $20.
Do not pay for $20. I will not sing to you.
He will sing to you. We'll make him. I know where he lives, and we live in Florida, so we're all armed and dangerous.
They could take you off my list. You get in here for nothing.
Yeah, your gate lady pisses me off.
They all changed recently. They all changed.
Yeah, the new gate lady sucks.
Sucks.
Chat, do you have any questions for Damo? Do you have any questions for me? We're here.
Get him out.
Are we keeping you occupied with this Minecraft footage that we have on an endless loop underneath? I know you young people can't focus on 2 things at a time, so you need something simple to keep your interest.
That game sounds so difficult.
Minecraft?
Yeah.
Have you never played Minecraft?
No, like I know children literally play this. Like one of my nephews plays. He's like 6.
We're gonna make you play Minecraft. That sounds like a stream. We're gonna make you play Minecraft hardcore survival mode. Djack hates the video. It's because you're not the target audience, okay? We're trying to win over the demographics, and the demographics want brainless gameplay on the corner of the screen.
Just remember the last game you made me play, I ended up becoming violently addicted to. So maybe it's not a good idea, actually.
Did you get Baldur's Gate yet?
No, that is my next one. I'm traveling next week, I think, back to the UK.
Yeah, you were asking if you'd like it. I think you'd like it.
Like it is just like turn-based RPG, isn't it?
Turn-based, like very like old school, like CRPG type thing. Good story, good characters. It's a good time. Any poop in your pants in the ring stories, Damo? I
actually already have. I definitely have at least one. One of my favorite. It's probably one of my favorite things that ever happened to me. Right?
Was pooping your pants in the ring?
But it's better. It's better. So we did a run in or whatever else, and we're in our street clothes. So like, which is just sanity jackets and jeans, right? So effectively almost our ring gear. And whatever happens, I'm out in the ramp, and I fucking soil myself while I'm on the ramp. And I was like, oh shit! It wasn't like awful. It was just like I definitely sharded, right?
Yeah.
And then EY leans into me and goes, "Damo, I've just shot myself." And I'm like, "What? I just shot myself." So somehow EY and I both shit ourselves in unison. So EY was having terrible stomach problems, right? My excuse is I'm just fat, you know what I mean? So the two of us managed to shit ourselves at the same time.
Damo, do you know that you are involved in my only poop my pants story in the ring?
Oh no! What did I do? Did I send on you?
We were doing a live event. It was one of the NXT road loops, and it was me and you. We had a match, and in the match, you gave me the senton.
Yeah.
And when you gave me the senton, not only did I fart, you made yourself fart. Because you landed right on my my ovaries where the fart was held, and I farted. You farted.
You queefed and I farted.
Yeah, I queefed. You farted, and we found I remember continuing that match and having to do a bump and feed in what was essentially like a tropical storm of two farts. It was like.
See, well, a lot of people don't realize. So on those NXT road loops, they'd always take us to like Chipotle or something.
Yeah, so the only thing they'd feed us was beans.
Everybody's fucking or maybe we get Moe's, and Moe's are like even worse than Chipotle.
Yeah,
and it would just be like, oh my god, everybody's just farting really violently. And there's one of the times one of the AOP guys, we were getting changed in a locker room that had the toilets in it, and one of the AOP guys, like he literally, he bombed those toilets and we had nowhere else to go. I just had to sit there and smell this fucking giant shit.
and it's really mostly on like house shows, because if it was TV, I wouldn't have eaten. So I'm never gassy.
Nobody would have. Yeah,
I'm never gassy for TV because I'm starving.
Off. Yeah. But there's nowhere to go, because at some of those venues, there's literally there's the stage, there's outside, or there's the locker room. There's nothing else. And sadly, it was one of the worst possible places.
It's I also remember. Do you remember getting massages on those loops?
There was one. There's a lady based when you would do some of the Texas loops around Houston, whatever. This small middle-aged lady, right? So I was having a shoulder issue at the time, and when I say small, she must have been like maybe 5'1", 5'2", right? And she made me stand up and put both thumbs into my armpit. So you wanted to get up through my armpit into my shoulder.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
And it was the most pain I've ever been in my life. She literally got me off my feet doing this, by the way.
Did it fix it?
And brilliantly. She was absolutely fantastic. And I remember everybody that day hated seeing her, but loved it afterwards. So I think she came back a few times. She was fantastic. It was around the Houston area. But I just remember thinking that was the most pain I've ever been in, but the most relief afterwards. It was bizarre.
I gave Mansour a bunch of crap because he would never leave shows after our segments were done, even when we were a few years on the main roster, and it used to piss me off. But my little punk B move was I've never received a massage while being on WWE tour, because I never wanted to be on the table when somebody more important wanted a massage, which is hilarious because it seemed like I'd hear a story every tour of somebody who definitely did not need to get a massage, getting a massage and being on the table when someone more important wanted to be on the table.
There's nothing worse when it's one of the fucking announcers or something like that, and you're like, right, come on, bro.
You know really sore, pal? You really sore managing tonight?
But I was the same as you, but a lot of us would be the same as that. Like, for huge chunks of SmackDown, nobody would use the fucking physio just in case Randy needs it or whatever.
Yeah, what do you want to be on the table? You want Randy to poke his head in?
Such a sweetie that he wouldn't be.
Randy would never care now. Yeah.
No, but I think everybody's just worried in case somebody needs it, and then it becomes, because that was the eggshell part of the WWE. It's like, oh no, somebody might complain, and then I might get fucking told off, or I might even get fired or whatever. It was really embarrassing.
That's the sky. That's the sky god I was referencing to. Is you don't want to step on the holy idol that causes your crops to not grow for the rest of the year.
So effectively, what happens? Some of the ones were coming in, not being used all day until maybe after the show, and one person using, like Drew McIntyre's in there, the only person who's made this person get any sort of money.
So wait, did they get paid by the number of massages they gave, or they got paid for the
day?
Yeah, okay.
They paid for the day. Okay. They had a wonderful day, but the most boring day of their life.
Of just sitting there and not actually even watching the show.
I can't imagine how dull it must be. There's no TV to watch the show. They're sitting in a room waiting for people to come in.
Sitting behind a curtain, just waiting for somebody who's not going to come.
And then eventually somebody might go, "Oh shit, there's a massage therapist there." oh shit, then everybody comes at the same time to try to get looked after. That's also happened a few times.
Did I save the last tier list? Oh, I don't think I'm well. Not only did I not save it, I'm on a completely different computer now. Damo, do you remember the music from the hit game SmackDown versus Raw?
Of course.
What was your favorite song from the hit games series SmackDown versus Raw? And why was it by Power Man 5000?
I was literally thinking, is it let's get it on?
No, that's the Raw theme song.
Oh, that was the right. What was the one that was like the? Because there was actually, I remember one of the SmackDown versus Raw games was fucking incredible music wise, but one of the cutscenes had the same song the entire time, and it's fucking like drilled into my brain.
There's
I'm trying to remember what it's called.
well,
This is one of the main problems with CTE is what's that?
Chat saying, Firefly, won't you shine your light? Now another way, because you're just like mine.
Oh, are you ready to go?
You're ready to go.
So that one, I'm pretty sure that was on when you're doing create a character.
Yeah.
I think that one was on when you do create a character and you just sat there listening to the same song over and over and over again.
When you created a character in those games, was it like you, or did you make something completely different?
Well, by the time, so I started wrestling in 2004, so I think from 2004 onwards it would have been like me, but before then would have been like probably ones I would have e-fetted as or whatever, you know what I mean?
Wait,
I remember.
How do we not know that you're an e-fetter too?
I've said this before, but you guys, selective memory. We're all pro wrestlers.
We're all
get a lot of brain problems.
We're all very
yeah. I e-fetted from about 97 to 2000 or something like that.
And it was a game. It was
any of those games
in video game
kind of window.
e-fed. It wasn't just like a text one.
Well, one of the last ones, they used No Mercy as like for all the photos and all that kind of shit. So like you would tell the guy how you looked, and he would go and make it up perfectly because of course he did. And
why wouldn't he?
Yeah, but that was maybe around whenever No Mercy would have been one.
Hearing real wrestlers tell stories about e-fetting always blows my mind. It's because we're freaking marks.
Yeah, we're bigger marks than you. We became such big marks. We're the biggest marks of all that we actually went and decided to try and fall over.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That was the dumbest. We're the dumbest marks possible.
The dumbest marks.
The megaist marks? Is that a word?
Mega marks. Yeah. What's a level beyond smart?
Yeah. No, but like it used to be that you would try and say you were too cool for all that stuff, right? But our generation's a bit more like open about not lying. You know what I mean? We'll be like, yeah, of course I did this. Of course I eat better. Of course
Thank you
I did
for the bits, Wembley TTV.
Of course I like watching wrestling. Although I'm at the point of my life where I like it less. But I remember whenever I was coming up, like by 2005, 2006, there's one of the guys on one of the shows always like, no, I don't watch wrestling, because of this, that, and the other, like trying to be too cool. And then every like 2 weeks he'd come in with like whatever move Kenta did or whatever on television, or for Noah or whatever. He'd be doing it.
I
you obviously watch wrestling.
Yeah.
His name is CM Punk.
Got him. Damo shoots hard on CM Punk.
No,
we're gonna get sued.
I see Kenta every week in my gym. By the way, it's so funny.
He's still lives here.
Yeah, so his sons are really good football players, soccer players.
Oh.
And one of them got accepted to the Barcelona Academy in Arizona, I believe.
That's cool.
Whereas the other one's he's still a bit younger. I'm trying to remember what his first name is, but Kobayashi. I checked. I think he was doing really well last season. Then he struggled to get off the bench another season. So fingers crossed for him. He might still be a pro yet. But I think because the two of them were doing so well at soccer, they stayed in the US.
That's cool. And I'm like, I remember when I knew those kids, they were like old enough to be 11. In school. Yeah, they were old enough to be in school. So it was
super young.
I imagine it's tough to pull somebody out of school and go somewhere else anyway. So.
Were you guys big call makers? Yeah, I guess any wrestler who I liked, I would have tried to make badly because I would be terrible at it. But yeah, of course I would have.
Or EFED. I was in an EFED. I was in OCW Fed ma.org.
Brilliant.
It still exists.
I was on one of the giant ones. Like there was a period in like '99 where there was like rankings and all this stuff, and I was in one of the big ones for a while. But like I stopped EFED, and I then ran an EFED for a little while as well. It was fucking hilarious.
Did it feel like you were actually in the business at that point?
No.
Because with my EFED, we had like people with egos, and we had people like who wouldn't do like business. Like if they felt like they were going to be in a match that they were going to lose, they just would no-show the show.
Oh yeah.
They
There was
complained
bits
about
of
the
that.
booking. They wanted title shots, so it really felt like I knew what it was like to be in the business.
I used to love writing the matches, like the actual fight itself, right? And I remember, this is hilarious. So I'm 16 writing these matches. I remember getting criticized by the owner of the company that it didn't seem realistic or whatever else. So then he started using.
Who'd he ever be?
No, but I wonder if anybody will remember this. They started using an engine. This is just before TEW. What was TEW originally?
EWR.
EWR. So before EWR came out, there was a match engine you could use for e-fetting that would give you like the effectively the matches. God, somebody will have in the chat, I'm sure. But so I used to write up the matches. The guy didn't like it, so he started using this really generic, shitty. This guy does punch. This guy does kick. Whatever else. And then from then on, that was kind of how the matches were done.
No, you got to write it like a young model.
I was one of the writers of matches. I would write my role plays and I would write people's matches, and I was a very well beloved match writer because I actually understood the structure of a match and how it should be. It's kind of my first foray into psychology and match structure.
What went wrong? But no, so the craziest thing is, so one of the events, that one
you guys rock.
Thank you, Bravo Needs Bacon.
Ended up running his own wrestling company for real, and that's the one that I first started with when I turned 18 and moved to Scotland. So that was one of the weird. So I met a bunch of guys who were actually trying to get into wrestling, whatever else. But the funniest part was in the EFED itself, the guy ran it. He got really mad at one of the guys who was helping him run it. He eventually took his ball and went home, and we had to rename the company on the.
Took his ball and went home.
Okay, so that kind of
best part. No, the best part is that happened in reality, right? So he ran a company called SCW, Scottish Championship Wrestling, and he got mad at one of the guys who was helping run it, who was an actual wrestler. So he took his ball, went home, came in one day, took all his Scottish flags down in the gym, right? This is for real. The Scottish flags, right? Left. And they got renamed SWA, Scottish Wrestling Alliance.
He took his flags and went home.
What happened in the EFED happened 2 years or 3 years later for real in real life.
That's
only 2 or 3.
Amazing, yeah.
Manny, that's what I was telling Damo is in like the EFED. I felt like it really got me ready for the business because like we would have guys who would no-show matches they thought they were going to lose. We had guys that would complain about who they're getting booked against and not getting the main event of the
why
show.
In the last EFED I was ever in, I was like confident enough to not RP. I would just do video promos of like in real life. I would just play myself. And I told the booker, listen, let me be a jobber. I'll lose every single match. I just want to get myself over on the forum and write matches and be on the creative team. So that was how I weaseled my way in.
So you got the book.
I got
did you marry his daughter or something?
I got partial booking because I won their respect by not caring and not having an ego about winning.
Thank you for subscribing, Aries C1.
Welcome back, Aries.
And because my promos were so entertaining for them, because obviously they were all mutants, and I was like a fresh-faced 17, 16-year-old who was very entertaining.
It was also a mutant.
Okay, well, perhaps. Brennan, have you told all these good people about why they should be subscribing?
Why they should be subscribing? No, why don't you? Well, I told them a little bit. Thank you, this Gen Gaming Live for subscribing with Prime. If you have Amazon Prime and you are watching Gen V or whatever is on there right now, you can subscribe for free. And if not, just subscribe anyway because it's our job. But
Nuber Pro,
look at all these new subscriptions.
Look at that. You should be subscribing because on Thursday in 3 days, we're going to be doing our first ever Smark Tank show, which is, if you subscribe and go to our Discord, Jannies, put up the Discord, pin that to the top of the chat.
You'll have a special role as a subscriber.
You'll get a special role, and you can apply to come on the show and pitch us gimmicks that we should use on our indie run. You could be responsible.
It's not called Smack Tank, okay?
It's
not
Smark
called Smack Tank. It's
Smark
Tank.
Wait a minute. Will you smack Mansour though for $20?
No, we're past that. We don't do that anymore.
Hey, remember you used to do that? That was a really good idea.
No,
yes, but we're not. I'm not going to be a whore who pimps out his body for a couple of bucks.
What are you now?
I'm intellectual, engaging in conversation with my peers. Anyway, not only will you get the opportunity to possibly come on the show and pitch us ideas, on Saturday's all right for drafting, because we're going to be drafting our shows in the fantasy booking program known as Total Extreme Wrestling.
It's going to be awful. You need to see it.
It's going to be awesome. Damo's there
last time because Mansour's a cheating bastard.
Okay, Damo's pissed because last time we tried to do this, I fucked up
Mansour cheated.
I didn't cheat.
Mansour outdrew Djack, who had fucking Hulk Hogan on his...
Okay, you guys are always bitching about this.
I modded the game. You forgot
I didn't mod the fucking game.
You forgot to shut off your TEW porn mods, and then you threw off all of the booking decisions.
I couldn't possibly begin to explain to you all the intricacies of that game and why it caused the issues because your brains would fucking haywire.
But
this time I got it
much
right.
like the language of the oppressor.
Well, we let the chat decide the database.
No, the chat's not going to decide shit because subscribers, people who pay us now that we're unemployed, are going to decide who has the better show. And you will contribute to the ratings war, the Monday night wars, so to speak, that are going to happen on our TEW battle. And every Saturday, we're all going to get together and we're going to book our show. And you guys, as subscribers, get to decide who wins. Now, we also need to figure out what fucking year we're gonna do because right now it's pretty much between Ruthless Aggression era 04-05 and Attitude era 97-98.
Because we don't want to do anything too recently because we don't want to book anybody poorly and then offend them in real life.
So mods, can we put up a poll?
You'll actually meet them on the convention circuit. It's quite weird, actually.
Mods, ask them if they want Ruthless Aggression or Attitude era? What era of wrestling do you want to see us book?
Or the Rock and Wrestling Connection.
I guess we could do 95. No, 95.
I don't know.
95 is dull. Although Brennan would love the gimmicks. Brennan would love the gimmicks, though.
I'm going to give people gimmicks anyway.
I'm going to give it. Oh, yeah. I'm absolutely going to change it.
I'm going to give everybody silly gimmicks. I wanted to be Triple A. But Mansour said I could not be Triple A.
No, you can't be AAA because if you be an international promotion, it fucks everything up.
Why can't you just skin WCW to be AAA?
Because that's fucking stupid. That's gonna trigger me.
Why?
I'm not using that word in a make fun way. It's actually gonna bother me.
It's gonna bother you. Why?
Because it's a Mexican promotion. Why would it be based in the United States? No,
why don't you base it in New Mexico?
Because why don't you just be WCW, which literally had luchadors wrestling in the fucking company?
Because I want to be the Mexican.
You can be Mexican. Be Mexican if you want to be. You can play as a Mexican. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
It wouldn't make sense. A Mexican wouldn't be in charge of WCW at the time.
Why do you say that? What the fuck?
Because that wasn't the case.
Why don't you be the change you want to see in the world?
You want me
No, it's not that I don't like Mexico. It's that because if we are promotions in America,
you're not gonna escape these allegations.
No, you fucking assholes. It's because if you play as a promotion in a different country, it changes the way that they're seen as competing with each other in game because there's national feuds and rivalry. All right, you know what? First of all, I'm not going to be WWE. We've already decided that Djack's WWE because he's the only E-drone in our group chat.
He's such an E-drone.
He's a Fed shill.
He sent a message today. He was like,
Djack's the motherfucking Highlander. Djack's the last one. He fucking survived. He's the motherfucking Highlander.
Djack sent a message and he was like, does anybody have a number for somebody in PR? And we were like, I don't know. Why don't you ask somebody who actually works in the company, you freaking E-drone sped cuss?
He actually doesn't have any friends.
He wanted me to contact my wife, who's at work today. She literally was doing main event today. Yeah. All right, no worries.
Yeah.
That
So
does
get
make
excited.
Djack by our ruthless aggression is blowing.
Yeah.
This out.
Sorry, Djack. Djack wanted to do Attitude Era, but I guess that's not happening. What a shame.
Ruthless aggression sucked.
Wow, but that's on us to make it better.
Yeah, make it good. You can't.
I will
You
fight
can't
you.
book a good show with the talent that existed in that era.
I'll fight you guys for Randy Orton. I'll fight you guys hard.
Well, the first thing we need to do is figure out what the tag teams are, because last time we did this, you fucking drafted Edge and Christian like an asshole, and you fucking drafted Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, which you should not be able to do unless they were tagging at the time as an actual tag team.
So
which I don't
even
think
if
they
were
were
broken up for like a
very
month.
good. I was very good.
That's bullshit. You can't get 2 single stars out of a 1 pick.
Thank you, Zach Mili, for subscribing.
That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem.
Kid 2, Dak Raz. I feel like y'all should choose the worst era to see how they'd improve it. That's why we're picking Ruthless Aggression.
Ruthless Aggression wasn't bad.
It was bad. Sorry, but it was. But we're gonna make it awesome.
Bad?
It was. I mean, we love it because it's our childhood.
Not even that. Like SmackDown was good
in 04, not in like 06. Like it just wasn't.
No, SmackDown was good in 06. Was that not the?
No. Well, it was good in the. Taker was his best in 06.
I feel like Ruthless Aggression was up until like what do they call it? The reality era.
Reality era was by far the worst. It was
no fucking way. 09, 2010 is not Ruthless Aggression era.
That was the swimsuit.
We were calling it something else when I was in college, and I would have been in college in like 10.
When I was a kid, this is how we categorized it. Okay, Attitude Era ended in 01. 02 to 08 is Ruthless Aggression. WWE turns PG. That's the PG era.
Yeah.
08 to 2012 when Punk started getting hot, and then Danielson started getting hot, and then it all kind of just is homogenized from there. Like there's like no separate. I guess you could say the pandemic is a separator, right? But the problem is the style of the program has been the same for like a decade and a half.
Has been the same, and the top guys have been the same too.
Yeah, for a long, long time. So it's very hard because, like, when you really think about it, the Attitude Era was like 5 years,
much shorter than people think.
And
The Rock was on top really for 4 years or something.
Summer of Punk was like 12 years ago, which is insane. And
what the fuck about it?
What the fuck do we call the era from like 2016 to 2020? We don't know.
What was going
on? Black and gold, baby.
At the
time to shine.
What did you say?
Black and gold, baby.
Black and gold, yeah. Well, people called it the new era, but that's fucking stupid because it'll be old eventually. So why would you call it the new era?
Well, the new generation was a thing that existed, and it's old.
I guess.
The chat is in the NXT era.
No, I was thinking.
Yeah, kind of.
In my head, I was kind of considering it the NXT era because it was when those black and gold guys kind of all got called up.
I don't know if I'd call it the NXT era, but it was definitely the marker of the era was that the like PWG, ROH, like high level indie style got absorbed by WWE and NXT, and then that became the pervasive style. And then ultimately that led to Ring of Hunter. I didn't say that, but that's good.
Pretty good.
Ring of Hunter. Yeah. And then that led to the creation of AEW, because I would argue that NXT was kind of the palate cleanser for a lot of people in terms of that style. And being like, oh, this is something, because like
not to be confused with NXT-NA, which was a brief period when I first got.
Oh yeah, NXT-NA, where Bobby Roode and
Eric Young and
yeah,
Wildcat Chris Harris was there.
Samoa Joe. If only AJ was there.
AJ skipped it.
Yeah, NXT-NA. Yeah, good point. Yeah,
I enjoyed NXT-NA.
Mm-hmm. I bet you did. I mean, we were TNA guys, weren't we? Have you ever seen a TNA shirt in the wild?
A TNA shirt?
I've seen one TNA shirt in the wild. Like a stranger wearing a TNA shirt, not at a wrestling show, just like
show? No,
have you ever seen anyone?
I've never
Damo?
seen it in my life.
So one of the main booker of Black Label Pro's biggest TNA mark you'll ever meet.
Okay.
He brings in the most random. His dream is to get Monty Brown in, and he can't.
That's my dream too.
He's been trying and trying and trying. But he got everybody you can think of as being there. And he knows that I'm a TNA mark, so he would always make me talk to them, and I'm like, okay, I'll talk to them.
You were the agent to the TNA
No,
star?
I knew most of them anyway, but it was just any of the older ones who I'd never met before, because it was like, first couple of years of TNA. So this is like
Damo was on TNA, right?
Yeah, 2016 I did 3
You
shows.
were?
I did 3 shows in 2016. Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh, maybe 4 actually. I did a pay-per-view as well.
Uh-huh.
I did the King of the Mountain match in 7 minutes.
What?
So, on TV. There we go.
Cool.
Myself, Eric Young, Bram, Will Ospreay, and Jimmy Havoc, I think it was. So that was
Holy shit! Was this in England?
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
no, yeah, that was that when TNA
that
kind
Billy-
of moved to England?
Was that Billy Corgan era?
So Billy was one of the writers, but also the guy who got fired from NWA not that long ago, David Laguna, was the other one.
Yeah, right.
But like Dixie was still there at one of the most awkward exchanges ever.
Go on.
She didn't try to bum you?
No, sadly not.
Yeah.
But I remember it was like we all kind of had to have a drink, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I guess you don't have to tell me twice.
That's just the Japanese experience.
Go on.
You have to drink with the sponsors afterwards.
Yeah, well, that's a good way of looking at it. But like
the salarymen.
It was the only time I felt dirty for drinking, and I've been drinking
like a whore.
Years old. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, this actually feels really fucking weird. You know what I mean? It was okay. It was okay. She was a nice lady, but very odd. So there you go.
Yeah. What the fuck was I gonna say? Oh yeah, me and Brennan were. The shirt that I saw was a James Storm shirt. Wait, no, it was a Bobby Roode shirt. It was What's he wearing it himself? No, I was at a Burger King in Chicago, or Brid. What the fuck was it? Everton?
Would be Chicago.
No, I wasn't in Chicago. I was in a suburb. I was at a theater summer camp during high school, and I saw a guy in the Burger King wearing a fucking Bobby Roode shirt, and it was one of those horrible like, I am the leader of the selfish generation, and this is the selfish generation, or whatever the fuck. But I was gonna say, me and Brendan were at a hotel once, and we were watching an old TNA pay-per-view just on a whim on YouTube, and it's Eric Young versus I think Jimmy Rave, but I could be wrong. And all of a sudden, the ring becomes engulfed in smoke, and you can't see anything, and they're running their spots.
Oh, that
but
was the fire. Yeah,
smoky. And the commentators fucking was it Mike Tenay?
Yeah.
Or Mike Tenay's like, guys, I think there's a fire. And the camera pans up and the fucking
there's a fire on the roof.
The rafters are like just completely in flames, and the show cuts out. I think they finished the match. I think Eric Young rolls them up.
They finished the match. They ran in the back. Yeah, they finished the match. They ran. They had to evacuate the building because it was an active fire.
Yeah,
and they had to try and eat up time.
But it was pay-per-view. It was pay-per-view, so they couldn't cut. And Brennan, who did they decide to throw on?
Monty
to
Brown.
Kill time? Monty Brown, the alpha male. They said, Monty, go out there and just fucking kill time. So they have Mike Tenay, or maybe it was Don West, and they're like, oh, the rabid TNA fans, despite these circumstances, are still out here. And there's like a big fire truck. The TNA fans are around like, yeah, TNA. And Monty Brown comes up and he's like, Rhino, yeah, you're going to get pounced. And he just talks for like 6 minutes, and it's very obvious he's like running out of things to say, and rightfully so. He just
started calling everybody fat.
And then he leaves, but it's very obvious that they can't like go back yet. So he comes back and goes, and he just starts making animal noises. It's so awesome. And I remember asking Petey Williams about this. And he always like thinks back on his TNA stories fondly. Like I remember we watched a show where the angle was it was LAX, the Latin American exchange,
to live and die in LAX,
versus it was either, I don't think it was Beer Money yet. I think it was the America's Most Wanted, and it was an America versus Latin America feud.
Yeah.
It was like the U.S. And there was like, oh, who's gonna make the save? Who's gonna be the red-blooded American patriot who comes out and save these people? Because they had Gail Kim. Or maybe it was Jacqueline. I don't quite remember, but I think it was Gail Kim. They had Gail Kim by the throat,
Gail, yeah.
and Conan was about to like fucking beat the shit out, or maybe it was Hernandez or Supermax, And then all of a sudden, who comes out to save the day? The red-blooded fucking patriot, Petey Williams. Petey fucking Williams runs out and starts beating the shit out of everybody. And then he holds up, right? He holds up the American flag like USA. And we're looking at this just howling laughing because we're like, is this a rib? Do they know he's Canadian? And I remember asking Petey at work, hey, what the fuck was up with that? And he was like, oh, yeah. So he laughs. He's like, yeah, I guess I wasn't really doing anything at the time. And Vince Russo was taking over creative. And he said, oh, we need some new blood. We need some young talent. And I had a match where I hit the Canadian Destroyer and the fans went nuts. And apparently Vince was looking at the curtain like, holy shit, bro. That move is fucking awesome, bro. We got to get you on TV right away. And Petey was like, yeah, sure. What do you have in mind? He was like, bro.
American?
No, I'm Canadian. It doesn't matter, bro. We're going to get you out there being a patriot anyway. It's going to be so fucking over, bro. And honestly,
it was.
I kind of fucking love that. Like, I kind of love that crazy bullshit where it makes no fucking sense, but you have to laugh at the absurdity of it. Like, Vince Russo, he's very Lynchian, his booking style. I might employ it in my TEW.
He's true to himself, which... Like Star Wars, at least if you feel like if you're going by your own vision, you have soul.
Soul, right?
Soul.
Yeah.
There's soul in being unabashedly your own vision.
Exactly. Damo, thoughts on Vince Russo and his style?
For every fucking hit, there was a lot of fucking misses. All right. So, if you ever go back to watch some of Vince Russo era in WWE, right? No, WWF, sorry. It was fucking terrible. And then when he went to WCW, he makes himself the fucking champion. You know what I mean? Wow. So let's really have a look at Vince Russo's success. Name me one story that Vince Russo did that you went, wow, that is outstanding. And I will give you Mae Young's hand.
Okay, but you'll always remember Mae Young's hand, right? You'll always remember it.
That's why I gave
right?
it to us.
Sure.
That's why I gave it to us.
Damo, can you tell me anything about what happened on fucking Raw last week?
I don't watch that shit.
Oh, fair enough.
but I can tell you about
you guys. I'm not fucking watching that shit.
You will always remember Mae Young's hand. You will always remember Kai and Tai Judy Bagwell on a pole. You will always remember Kai and Tai chopping off Val Venus' penis.
PP.
Yeah. Viagra on a pole.
But he didn't actually chop his dick off, but he did bring a guy out the week later who did have his dick chopped off. It was very unusual.
Yeah.
Unsatisfactory.
That is unsatisfying. He should have just said, I used to be uncut. Now I'm cut.
That's all. Thank you for the raid of 372 people.
Santi, my boy, coming through again with the clutch. Santi. Thank you so much.
Look at all the Homo sapiens in the chat.
Look at the Homo sapiens. Don't be an homophobe.
Don't be homophobic.
Follow and subscribe to this channel. We got great things coming. We're streaming 3 days a week.
Tell them what we're doing this week, Mansour.
Monday, Thursday, Saturday. For all the Santi maniacs out there, here's a little background about us. You may recognize us as Mansour and ma.ce, or perhaps Mansour and ma.çé of Maximum Male Model
Fame.
This
is Killian Dane.
And that's he hasn't been for a while, and neither are we, I guess. But all three of us are, as we like to call, fired bitches. We are, in fact, unemployed now.
No, I don't like that term. I think we're freed from being fed cucks.
Okay, fine. We're not e-drones anymore.
Yeah.
We're free by being fired.
We no longer get overpaid to do very little.
Yeah, we're no longer getting paid 6 figures to do absolutely nothing. So now we're hustling.
Now we're fucking complain about it. Get paid to do nothing and complain about it. Yes.
And we got to get fucking paid. So here's the thing. If you subscribe to our channel, and you can for free.
You can do it for free.
You can for free with Amazon Prime. You get special benefits, which include a possible featuring on our stream where every Thursday we host Smart Tank, where subscribers get to come on our show and pitch us gimmicks that we can do on the indies.
Thank you for subscribing.
Not a fan of that?
69.
Not a fan of that? No worries. Because on Saturdays, we run our TEW streams where we fantasy book shows. Me, Brennan, Damo, and Djack, the last E-drone in our group chat who's still in the Fed.
Which is why we're going to
book the Highlander, Chris Djack.
Attico69, thanks for subscribing. And if you subscribe, you get to vote on who had the best show of the week, directly contributing to the ratings war. Not enough for you? Well, don't worry, because when we start doing salty bets on Fire Pro and 2K, you're going to be able to bet on who you think is going to win, thus earning in-chat currency. You get so many beautiful things, so many wonderful things, special subscriber roles in the Discord. You get to be in a channel where Brennan personally tucks you into bed every night.
Every night I go in there and I say, good night, my subscribers. I love you.
And he says he loves you. How many people say they love you? Certainly not your mother and certainly not your father. So subscribe now. Join the Discord. It's linked at the top of the chat. And you're going to have an amazing time. We got special things coming up, and it's going to be a great time. Damo,
thank you for subscribing. It's your boy Shu. We're trying to make that. You see that bar right next to Lum that's covering up the Minecraft right now?
Check out that bar.
We're trying to make that bar go to 1,000. We want 1,000 subscribers here on Twitch, and we're getting there. We're so close. We've done so good in such a little bit of time. Yes,
Brennan, tell them what they're going to get when we get to 1,000 subscribers.
You want me to say it? You want me to announce it now in front of 749 people?
I mean, this is as many people as we're ever going to get.
That's true. If we get to 1,000 subscribers, we are going to bring back our most legendary stream of all time, the sequel to Kane Jeopardy. And the chat goes wild.
That is correct. We will be hosting Jeopardy with special guests who will come on and compete in knowledge of various wrestling topics, and you will get to see it all unfold. Thank you for subscribing.
Jeopardy 2.
Adrian Beast Mode, Phoenix 100K. It's going to be phenomenal.
Look at the
It's
going
to be so
nuts.
fun, and you want to be a part of it, don't you?
Glenn Jacobs.
They're going
nuts.
Oh yeah. They're going absolutely crazy.
Thank you for fed checking me, Glenn Jacobs.
Sorry. No. Christmas Creature.
Christmas Creature Jeopardy. Yeah, Christmas Creature Jeopardy.
Oh wait, was Christmas Creature in WWF or
no?
Was
that was
before?
I think that
Isaac Yankem was.
Isaac Yankem was WWF.
Isaac Yankem was WWF.
That's
Unabomber. Yes, thank you, BR.
That's a good
Unabomber.
question for Kane Jeopardy. Thank you for subscribing, Joe Man 21.
Blue Cane Jeopardy. Yeah,
Blue
we
Cane.
should do Blue Cane Jeopardy.
It would be less controversial, I'd imagine.
That's definitely true. That's definitely true.
Blue Cane.
I think Blue Cane was served with a cease and desist. He is now Blue Pain.
What?
Yeah, Blue Cane was a character in the UK Indies who's now Blue Pain, I believe.
He's now what now?
Blue Pain.
Well, hold on a second. I can't. What?
Pain.
Blue Pain.
Yeah.
No, Brennan. What are you saying?
Pain.
Pain? Like Max Payne?
Yeah.
Pain. Yeah. Blue Pain.
Blue Pain.
Yeah.
Huh. See, I thought when you live in
See,
Ghost Speech, I also heard Blue Peen. Blue Peen.
I prefer Blue Peen.
I thought because I remember in TEW, in the Ruthless Aggression file, you can sign a wrestler by the name of the UK Undertaker. So I thought that if you live in the UK,
we just got a subscription from Saudi Rick Boogs.
He was only 5'11".
Saudi Rick Boogs, you should be signed right now.
Yeah.
It would fix all their problems. Vince, get him a contract.
Vince, strap now. Vince, crown jewel immediately.
A&M
Vince
1706 says his accent isn't that hard to understand. Come on. Damo, have you ever had problems with your accent in this business?
In this business.
Calling spots in the ring, perhaps?
Well, I wrestle a lot of Japanese people, so every now and again there might be the occasional thing. But no, when it's my main problem would be if I'm excited and I'm speaking faster, and then I realize I have to rewind and maybe go at like, how about we talk at this kind of pace?
Mm-hmm.
You know, or sometimes I go a bit more Shatner. How about we talk at this pace?
Is that how you regulate your accent? As you think William Shatner?
I just think what would Shatner do?
What would Shatner, WWSD?
Yep.
No, I never really had a problem with Damo's accent. There's like a sliding scale of Scottish accents that are like increasing difficulty. Like Drew McIntyre is very difficult to understand because not only is he Scottish, off-screen Drew, because not only is he Scottish, but he also like Talks really low. Like he like really mumbles.
Fed check.
Drew Galloway.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Galloway. Who else
my
is
foe? My long-term foe.
Noam Dar is
Noam Dar.
is on the
So-
lower than Drew.
Fucking
Drew,
beautiful.
And Piper Niven all come from the really west of Scotland, and their accent is nuts.
The beautiful Alicia.
Nikki's from the kind of centre part of Scotland, so hers is nuts as well. And Kaylee's from.
Nikki's problem is Nikki just talks real fast.
She just gets. She's like me.
A bit hyperactive.
A bit hyperactive. The beautiful Alicia.
I love that.
Fed check. What's her name now?
Foxy.
No. It's like it sounds like a Mortal Kombat name. It's sick.
Let me see.
You know.
Oh, Vix Crow.
Vix Crow. The beautiful Vix Crow.
I love that Noam Dar's WWE gimmick is just Cody Rhodes' IRL gimmick.
He's the king of the black people.
Oh,
Whoa.
I can say it.
People? Like everybody? I was going to say something else.
What?
Because he has a harem of black women.
No, there's a guy too.
I don't know why the guy's there. I don't know what that's about. Because what? I truly don't get it.
Because I don't know. I don't get it, but I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like it too. I think it's great. I think Metaphor is very entertaining. But I don't know why there's a guy in it. Like, what draws him to Noam?
Why do you want Noam to have a harem of beautiful black women?
Yes, I do. I think that's fantastic. I think that's amazing.
You don't think that's weird?
He basically does.
You don't think that's weirder than just having a lot of black friends?
No, I don't think that's weird.
You don't think there's anything
because he had Alicia Fox.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
But it's not that he gets them; they come to him. He's
not white though.
No, he's Israeli.
He's not Scottish. He's Israeli.
What?
Well, he is Scottish.
Yeah. Really?
He's
Scottish.
He's Israeli.
You're not surprised by his name isn't, like Scott Mc.
His name isn't
Noam
Donahan.
Noam Dar.
Wait a minute.
You're thinking, that sounds like a really typical Scottish name, doesn't it?
The Joe Man, thank you for subscribing. Five
gift
tiers. That's
thank
very
you so
kind
much.
of you. You're implying that I didn't know Noam Dar was not a Scottish name. How would I know?
How are we supposed
Only
to?
other Noam you've ever heard of is Noam Chomsky, right? You think
that
he's
is
from fucking
true?
Edinburgh, Scotland, you know what I mean? Or is he from fucking Aberdeen?
Well, I don't know where fucking Noam Chomsky was from.
Fucking Russia.
Huh? I don't know. How am I supposed to know fucking
He's
Noam
Bulgaria or
Chomsky?
Hungary
I know
or
he's a
whatever.
philosopher of some kind.
But it's the only other time you've heard the name Noam.
So is he Russian or not?
No, he's
Israeli.
from Israel.
Okay, so but fine, all right.
Don't
okay,
get hot.
I believe you. I'm not hot. I'm
Don't
not
get
hot.
hot. You sound hot.
I'm not hot. I just didn't know.
So it changed your dynamic a
he's
little
not
bit when you
hot.
realize he's not white. He's not white.
Sure, yeah. By Giant Bernard logic, yeah, he's not white.
Chatty.
We've got a lot of new chatters in the chat right now. Guys, we were trying to figure out whether or not Mansour is very convinced that he could beat Lance Armstrong in a fight.
Okay, can you give a little bit of fucking context to this? You're
The
just going to
context
tell
is Mansour said that he could beat Lance Armstrong in a fight.
The context is this. Damo likes to play some fucking video game called Cyclist Manager.
Pro
where he
cycling manager.
Sorry, excuse me. I didn't want to confuse it for College Cycling Manager. Pro Cycling Manager is the game that Damo plays, where he insists that all these super athletes who ride their bicycles, right, are super impressive.
Bicycles.
And all I said was, I've fucking seen Lance Armstrong, and that guy was on the gas, and he looks like I could kick his ass. And then everybody started getting hot, saying I'd beat up a guy with cancer. That's not what I said. I just said Lance Armstrong was juiced up, and he didn't look that intimidating. That's all I said, okay?
He was sick.
Right. Do you think he was juiced up pro wrestling
Thank you for
juiced up? Or do you
subscribing,
think he was
Gordon
juiced up at a
Slamsy.
level that he could win a fucking Tour de France 21 days of cycling?
I didn't fucking say that I could win a Tour de France, okay? All I said is I could kick his ass, which is true.
And then we found out that Mansour hasn't had a fight since he was
Yes,
8
I
years
have
old.
had a fight. I had a fight. Okay, mods, we got new viewers, and they're going to be unbiased. Put up a poll. ask them who would win in a fight, me or fucking Lance.
You think Mansour hasn't won anything legitimate in his life other than like an acting award?
You won an acting award.
I've won speech competitions.
You won the speech competition?
I've won multiple first place in speech competitions.
What is that?
Is
that the most competitive thing you've ever done?
Did we thank Gordon Slamsy for subscribing with Prime?
Yes, I did. It's a good name.
Okay.
It's a good name.
Yes, I've won speech. I was actually prolific. I was 4 for 4 in speech competitions. I won first place every single time. I was a legend among the speech competition circuit because I'm an incredibly fucking well-spoken individual.
I did a speech competition once, and I just did a Dave Chappelle stand-up bit.
You were in comedy? You're in the comedy category?
Yeah, I did the comedy.
So was I. Yeah. So was I.
What did you do?
I did Jim Gaffigan, and I did Eddie Izzard.
That's pretty
Yeah. This was before my Norm Macdonald
I was gonna say, I'm shocked that you didn't do a Norm bit.
This was like 8th grade, so it was before I got into Norm. I loved Eddie Izzard. I saw him live with my uncle. That
Lance
was cool.
Armstrong and Manny are neck and neck right now.
His Death Star thing is one of my favorites.
It's even? Let's go. I'm winning.
It's dead even. Well,
I told you, dude. Santi's fucking unbiased audience came in and saw how jacked I am and how fucking in shape I am.
Why do you guys hate? Like, let it go. Lance Armstrong cheated a long time ago. He's been living his life. Like, don't be hot.
So here's the funniest part. The top 5 people in all the years that Lance Armstrong won the Tour de France, which was 7 years in a row, the top 5 all got done for cheating. So there's no winner for those 7 years because of it.
So I'm of the opinion that they should just
cheats. It's okay.
They should just have Mutant League for different sports. They should have Mutant League where any kind of body modifications, any kind of enhancements.
No, you can't do that.
Why not?
Do that. Because then nobody would watch the natural league. Because of course we're gonna watch the enhanced league where people have cybernetics and fucking steroids and shit. But that's
the NFL.
But that's encouraging people to destroy their bodies and shorten their lives. We can't allow that.
Which is not the case in the actual NFL, where you just destroy your bodies and shorten your lives.
Well, I don't watch football, okay?
Yeah,
so I don't.
Yeah.
Or as Damo likes to call it, hand egg or whatever the fuck.
Hand egg.
We know that you get weird about footy.
He's a foot chad.
Yeah. Samoa Joe robot arm 2K20 style. Yeah, I forgot about that.
What is that?
So in 2K20 there's like costumes you can buy, and some of them are like robotic versions of wrestlers.
They have like a Halloween costume set, right?
Yeah. Where they have augments like it's fucking Deus Ex.
Samoa Joe didn't ask for this.
He was fucking in what's it fucking called? Twisted Metal.
He's in Twisted Metal, and he's
I haven't seen it yet. Is it any good?
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Is it out yet?
It's out. Yeah, I believe so.
He's also in. Is he Killer Shark in the Suicide Squad game?
I believe he is. I believe he's the voice actor for Killer Shark.
How neat.
Yeah.
How neat.
Pretty fucking cool.
Fed check, sweet tooth.
I don't know if people in the chat knows this, but I happen to be a voice actor in a video game myself.
Big Bertha 717, thank you for subscribing.
I don't know if you guys know that I was a voice actor. Worked on a little game called WWE 2K19. Did motion capture and voice acting. I think you were.
I was.
I think you were.
I wonder which one of us got paid more.
Probably me.
Probably me.
Oh, no, wait. You were in NXT, so you might have gotten it on top.
I didn't get it.
I was unsigned at the time. I was not in the
I'm saying Damo. Damo's contract wouldn't have been.
Yeah, but the royalty for the video game is like 5,000, right?
Well, how much did you get?
I made like 10. Because it was 3 days of work.
Oh.
Because I was voice acting and I was motion capture. And I came back to the studio to record lines for the phone voicemails that the player character gets in the game.
You know who I'm glad they incled in that game and didn't include? I'm glad they didn't include Djack and they did include Ribby.
Ribby! Oh, that's
Ribby!
Remember how bad Djack was?
So for those of you who don't know, there was a character in 2K19 called Ribby who had Djack's finishing move, but Djack was not in the game, so he was so pissed.
He thought it was a direct shot at him. Look at he's mad right now in the chat. I see him in the chat.
He's there?
Throwing a fit.
For those who don't know, Dishberg is Djack, and he's throwing a fit because he thought the character's name was Ribby as a rib on him for taking his finish.
He thought it was a rib.
And I'm pretty sure it was because, like, feast your eyes and he's ribs, so he's, like, eating ribs and he's feasting. But because Djack complained, they took the move out of the game. So Djack was responsible for the reverse fucking go to sleep not being in that game because they took it out in a patch.
And it wouldn't be again until T-Bar.
Until T-Bar was in the game, that's right. I won by 1 vote. Holy shit. Damo, I won the poll, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, you've lost one and you've won one, so...
No, but this had more voters. This had more
what
people.
That means? Double or nothing.
Double.
Oh, don't say double or nothing. Oh, wait. No, we can say double or nothing.
We do say double or nothing.
Because we got fired.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can go all in on saying these things now.
Yeah, it's my wrestle dream to say whatever I want on stream.
That's great. When it comes to making references to pay-per-views not in WWE, I'm going full gear.
I have no mercy for anybody who isn't about.
No. Fed check.
Oh, my bad.
Wrong company. Can't say that one.
There's going to be backlash for what I just said.
No. Fed check. E-drone.
I'm experiencing mania because of my wrestling affinity.
Okay, well, you didn't put wrestling and mania together, so
it's okay.
That's okay. Just Mania is okay.
I'm living. We are living on the edge right now. We're being some legends.
No. Fed check.
Legends.
Oh, okay.
Legends.
I was gonna say,
is okay.
try not to cope too hard about getting fired.
you know, at WrestleMania this year.
Yeah.
I was in the gym at the hotel, and the recently debuted Cope was also in the gym. And I was doing some core on the on a medicine ball, and Cope walked up to me and he says, "Does that really do anything for you?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, I guess." But he had that's before I started doing my my Ken workouts.
Oh yeah, your Barbie work.
My Barbie workouts, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of hotel gym stories, one time my little sister was in the hotel gym, and her AirPods were dead. So she just had her phone out playing Britney Spears really loud. She was the only one in the gym.
Yeah.
And she's on the treadmill. And then who walks in? But Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So The Rock walks in, and my sister's just running on the treadmill, and she looks behind her and sees The Rock. And The Rock goes, Britney Spears, huh? And my sister's like, yeah. And Dwayne goes, "Free Britney."
He's always ready.
Whoa! This Gen Gaming Live.
Thank you for the 5 gifted tier 1 subs, getting the hype train up another level.
That's crazy.
Another level.
If we get to level 5, what are we going to give them, Brennan?
Damo's feet.
Yeah, we're going to show you. Well, we don't want to.
Nobody should say those.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Should we give them an enticing story?
Yeah, what enticing stories do we have?
What's an enticing story that I have? I have a story about Hulk Hogan that I will give all of you.
I also have a story about Hulk Hogan. So if we can get to level 5, you get Manny's. If we get to level 6, you get mine.
Oh shit, you're really fucking juicing it. What makes you think that your Hogan story is more worthy of a higher level than my Hogan story?
Unless it has to do with Hogan. I don't know. I'm just assuming my Hogan story is really good.
Oh shit.
I was in the room for Hogan's apology to
the Joe Man, 10 gifted subs.
Jesus, Damo. Well, that's a story too, I guess.
That is also a story.
The Joe Man, that is incredibly kind of you. Somebody give that man the pay piggy roll on our Discord.
What a pay piggy.
We oink with you. We're rolling around in the mud with you, Joe Man. Thank you so much for your generosity. You are absolutely goated. Yeah, Damo, you want to tell your story about Hogan, or should we save yours?
At level 7, you get Damo's Hogan story.
No, it's probably not as exciting as your two ones, but it was definitely very cringe.
So we got to level 5.
Brutal.
We beat level 5, Mansour. So you can start telling your story. If we get to level 6, then we'll tell my story.
A poll: whose Hogan story is most worthy? How could you possibly know?
You have no way of knowing, you freaking fools.
We haven't told it. The only thing you know is that Damo's is like probably the most controversial. Well, Damo's winning by a landslide.
Cthulhu's 10 gifted tier 1 sub. We got to be close to the 1,000 number.
That's crazy. Are we gonna have to do Jeopardy next week?
No. I think we need time to prepare Jeopardy, but it will come for sure.
Oh my god, that's incredible. Slick Rob, thank you for the gifted sub. How amazing. You guys are really pulling it through today. I'm impressed. I was going to go to bed around this time because I have to take my baby to Music Garden tomorrow.
What instrument does she play?
She just kind of bangs her hands on the ground a little bit. That's kind of what she enjoys.
She's percussion.
Yeah.
So my
Hogan story is we were in Saudi Arabia, and Hogan was going to, I believe, open the show or something along those lines, where he was going to go out and cut a promo on all the Saudi maniacs, getting them hyped. And I remember being around in Gorilla, and Hogan's there with a piece of paper in his hand, and a writer is going over his promo. Suffice to say, Hogan, I mean, this is Hulk Hogan. He doesn't want to fucking read a promo that was written for him by a writer. So they're going through it. They're making edits, so on and so forth. Yeah, this might have been Flair versus Hogan, the team stuff. And we're getting 10 minutes before the show. It's very close, and I believe he's opening it with a promo. And it's 10 minutes before, and Hogan's in Gorilla. And the writer sprints up to him and says, "No more promo. No more promo. All the verbiage was cut." And Hulkster was like, "What do you mean, brother?" And the writer's like, "I don't know, but Vince doesn't want you to say any of that." And he was like, "What does he want me to say?" And the writer goes, "Let me ask." And he runs back. And now we're like,
part of the conversation with Vince. What would you prefer, sir? No, it doesn't come into his head. He just runs off. Tells him he can't say that, and then has no answer for the follow-up question.
And then like 2 minutes to go until the fucking show is starting, and Hogan has to go out there. And the writer comes back and he's out of breath. And Hogan goes, "Well, brother, what'd he say?" And the writer goes up, he looks up at Hulk, and he looks him in the eye, and he says, "Vince said, tell a story." And Hogan just nods and goes, "Okay."
Okay, brother.
And that was it. He had like a fucking 2-page long promo, and 5 minutes before the show, it gets cut. And Vince says, "Just tell him to tell a story." And I would love to go back and actually watch.
That was so
I don't know.
controversial.
I don't know. Well, I don't think that was the verbiage that was controversial regarding Hogan. I think I'm pretty sure
he can do that all by himself. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Vince just, that's just a Vince thing. 10 minutes before the show, he says, "Just tell him to tell a story." All right. Well, Brennan, we're at level 6. We're level 7.
Level 6. We're close
Holy
to
shit.
beating level 7. Guys, we could break a new record right here tonight. But I'll tell you about my Hulk Hogan story. It does not involve Hulk Hogan physically being there at all. When I was a young boy, my father took me to the airport because I was on my way to the U.S. Army All-American game. It was my senior year of high school, and I was traveling to the Alamo Dome to play in a game there. Hickenbottom, we're going to the Alamo. And so it was New Year's Eve, and we go. It was a very early flight. And so people were still kind of like out and about from New Year's. But we go to the airport, and we walk past a restaurant, and we see none other than the Worm, Dennis Rodman, sitting there eating breakfast. So Dennis Rodman is eating breakfast at the airport. sees my dad, and for some reason he acts like he recognized him. What's this? What's this? We're getting raided by Elizabeth Marcini. Thank you for the raid. We appreciate it. I'm telling a story about how I met Dennis Rodman at the airport and how it relates to Hulk Hogan. So he weighs my dad down, and we sit down and we have breakfast with WCW legend Dennis Rodman. And
friend to North Korea.
And ambassador, yes.
Because I'm a stupid mark. I did not care about his Hall of Fame worthy basketball career in the least. And I asked him all about his time in WCW. And he told me, you know, man, what's crazy about wrestling is everybody says it's fake. But whenever I was out there, they beat the shit out of me, man.
This motherfucker was playing pro ball, and he's still doing fucking.
And he skipped practice to go work at WCW.
Yes, he skipped practice because he cared. He was all about it. But I said, "Oh man, that's so cool. It's crazy that it must have been quite the experience." And he was like, "Yeah, you like wrestling, man?" I was like, "Yeah, I love wrestling." He's like, "You want Hulk Hogan's phone number?" I'm like, "Okay." So he gives me Hulk Hogan's phone number. at this breakfast, he's wasted, I'm sure, and gives me Hulk Hogan's phone number. And I never had the courage until I was with my high school friends, like a few months later, to call Hulk Hogan because I just wanted to see if it worked. And when we called him, we get a message, and it says, "Hey, brother, you just called Hulk Hogan's Surf Shack down in Tampa Bay, brother." And I was like, I can't believe Hogan gave Dennis Rodman a fake number after beating the piss out of him because I assume they all just hated him for being a basketball player in the business. But yeah,
there's no way.
That was utterly brilliant.
I probably think that I think Dennis probably just was like, let me just search Hogan on my phone. And just the first Hogan that came up, which was the Surf Shack. Yeah.
At least it wasn't Paul Hogan.
Number.
Because he likes the wings, or I don't know. Fuck, maybe he orders out. I don't know. I doubt Hogan would give him a fake number.
You don't think Hogan would kayfabe a black man?
Oh God. I'm not gonna say anything about that. Damo, what was it like being there for that apology?
Oh, well, wait. If we get to the next level, then I'll tell you the story.
It's over.
It's over.
It ended. I guess you guys will never hear it.
You'll never know unless you get us to level 8 right now.
You have to get us all the way back.
No, honestly, it was one of the oddest experiences of my life because I genuinely hated these all-in meetings. Right when we did them at the PC, we'd have to come in on our day off or whatever else to have these meetings with people pissing in the sink or whatever. I don't know. Right?
Oh shit! Then, I remember that meeting.
Yeah, and then Dan Matha, one of my favorite lines ever. I wish everybody had bigger dicks so they could stop missing the toilet. It was the best thing I've ever heard. It cut the best promo I've ever heard. And then anyway, so it was more rare on the main roster. You would get more Chris Nowinski doing the concussion talks, or there was one time we had these people coming in. I think to talk about domestic violence, but it was kind of pro-Christian thing. It was really fucking bizarre.
I think I remember that. I remember that.
But I remember
pro-Christian Cage, yeah.
Christian?
Yeah.
There was literally no rhetoric towards gay couples, and we had a bunch of gay people in the room. It was really bizarre. But anyway, the one that we had was Hulk Hogan was coming in, and they made it this big fucking deal, right? And we all had to sit in certain areas of the room or something. I can't even it was bizarre. But the first couple of rows were, our African American friends.
the African American delegation.
Pretty much. And anyway, so
wait, did they choose to sit up front, or did they ask them to sit up front?
I think the boys were encouraged to, and then obviously a lot of the boys didn't want to, kind of thing. So anyway, it was like, oh, it was reverse racism kind of stuff. Anyway, so he gets up, and it's very bizarre. First of all, he doesn't apologize. Right? His whole thing was, you need to be careful about what you say because everybody's got a phone now and can record you.
He's trying to give you guys advice?
Yeah. So, and then my favorite part is like Hunter's trying to like, Hulk wanted to take this time and talk to all you guys. He's doing this with his hands, and then fuck it. So Hulk gets up, does whatever. One of my favorite, I'm not going to say who it was. One of the Black Masters stands up and applauds Hulk. It was amazing, right?
Oof.
A lot of the other Black Wrestlers leave the room.
Oh my
right?
god!
No
when he comes out or when he's done talking?
When he's done talking, and then like Mark Carano, the used car salesman's like, if anybody wants to stand up, come and talk, any questions, whatever. A few of the guys do, fair play to them, and then a few, obvious brown nosers and stuff like that. Axel and I ran out of the room as quick as we could because I was cringing so hard.
It's because you guys aren't real Americans.
Well, that is true. Maybe I didn't take enough vitamins. Definitely didn't say my prayers. Not since I was 16, or maybe 15. So I get it. I was maybe the wrong person. But it was one of the most bizarre things. But I just remember like talking to one of the members of New Day after. I'm not saying I'll not dox anybody. And he was very mad.
Just narrow it down.
But they accidentally ran into Hulk a week later and ended up having a one-on-one powwow with Hulk about the whole thing, and he felt much better afterwards. So maybe that was one benefit.
I'm sure it was a very awkward. I mean, like, I'm sure the company was like, "All right, if we're gonna have you on the show, you need to apologize." Like, that's a very weird.
First of all, he didn't apologize.
Yeah, well, we're if you're gonna be on the show, we're gonna have you talk to everybody.
It was one of the weirdest experiences of my life, and I shouldn't have been there, right? And that's one of the things that annoyed me most about it is like, why were we all there? Like realistically, like, there was no need for Dorcas Malarcus from fucking Belfast to be there. Like he didn't say anything to me, or about me. There's no need for.
Could you imagine if at the end he just threw in, and I don't want my daughter dating any Irishmen either.
No, that would have been if it was in like
they gave him an Irish name because they thought it would appeal to the Northeast. So there you go.
That's right. I forgot.
Hogan,
Vince made him Irish.
That's true. He is Irish.
Holy shit. He's Balia, is he not?
No, he's like Italian, right?
Italian.
No, he's is it not Puerto Rican?
Headlock Comic, thank you for subscriing.
You think he's Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican? Then he could say it.
Like that.
If he's Puerto Rican, then he could say it.
Yeah, I think he's something like that. Yeah.
There's no fucking way. He's Italian. Bolea? Terry Bolea.
Headlock Comics, thank you for the 5 gift subs.
Wow, that's very kind. Thank you.
I'm going to have to check.
But
yeah, it was...
Oh, yeah. Wait, Marcus Aurelius reminded me. Vince tells Hulk that he has to be Irish, so he needs to dye his hair. And Hulk goes, I'll be a blonde Irish.
I really noted, regular fucking hair color amongst my people.
Yeah.
I literally wear my hair color on my beard right now. That's pretty much the most common.
Oh wait, Headlock Comics.
Light brown into ginger.
Ginger. Headlock Comics is like a real thing.
Yeah.
It is.
Awesome.
Go check out their stuff.
I don't know what the problem was with it being Italian because there's a huge Italian community. So why did they change it there?
Well, I think the Northeast had more Irish people at the time.
Yeah.
But then why was Bruno Sammartino? Well, I don't know.
Terry is Italian. Hogan was Irish. Just like how they have differing penis sizes based on the court case.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, Terry Bollea has a 5-inch penis, brother, but Hulkster has a 7-inch penis.
What?
He is not Puerto Rican. Shut up, Gambit. He's yours.
Damo.
Panama. Arnie, his family's Panama.
He's a Latino?
Panama. He's Panaman? Hulk Hogan ethnicity. Looking it up right now. He's
Irish.
Panamanian, Scottish, and French descent. Holy shit.
Maybe we owe him the apology.
He's not Italian at all? I'm actually shocked. Where's early life?
Early life?
He was the son of construction foreman. He
was born on a farm in Panama.
He was
early life, Florida, on a beach.
He was the son of construction foreman Pietro Bollea, of Italian descent. Yeah,
Pietro Bollea.
Okay, so he's mixed, but No, not enough. Surely not enough. And with the vitriol and the way he said it, like, come on, he wasn't rapping along with a song. Okay, it was very pointed. There's no, obviously a redundant thing to say. Anyway, what were we talking about? It's 11:42, and there's still 400 people here, so I can't go to bed. I am very hungry.
Right. If anybody's any questions, let's get them out of the way, and I will.
Yeah, let's do a fucking Q&A because I'm out of shit to say. Just fucking, put out questions, and if you donate or subscribe, we'll definitely read them.
We can't
we can't
keep up with all you guys if you're just
there's just so many.
We are a wealth of knowledge.
Whoa, this Jen giving live.
I was ready to call it a night until.
What a psycho!
You guys are absolute mad lads. Thank you.
This Jen Gaming Live. What's your Discord name? Because we got to give you the ultimate pay piggy fucking roll.
Hey, and if you just got a gift sub, make sure you join the Discord. Janny, post the Discord. You're going to get a special role, and you will be eligible to pitch your gimmick ideas for this Thursday's episode of Smark Tank.
Amazing.
Where was Damo and Drake supposed to go storyline-wise? Honestly, if it wasn't for COVID, we were probably going to win the tag belts, and he was going to make me dance. That was it. That was meant to be meant to be the payoff.
Drake Maverick.
That was meant to be the payoff.
Oh.
Rockstar Spud.
What about Shane? You're the only one of us who have fought a McMahon.
Yeah,
didn't you? No, he wrestled Miz, not Shane.
Yeah.
What?
He worked for Shane.
You didn't
No, we were his new Mean Street Posse for a while.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would have fantasy booked Sanity as when calling them up.
Damo, how did you feel when Retribution copied your stable and ripped it off?
I think they did just as good a job as we did.
Janice, throw up a poll. Who was better on the main roster?
No, that's cheating.
On the main roster, we can't compete. We weren't in NXT. We didn't.
You guys win any matches?
We were on national television every week.
Did you guys win any matches?
Who was? Yeah.
Yeah, they beat the Survivor Series team.
I beat the Survivor Series team, and I beat Xavier Woods.
That's right.
The New Day.
That's right.
Good for you.
Yeah, Janice, put up the poll, but not on the main roster.
On the
just
main
in
roster
general.
only.
No,
who had more singles matches on WWE television than I did?
Who was better on? Boo! That's not fair. That's not fair at all. You're screwing Damo here. Damo, let's speak up for yourself.
What did he say? What was the question?
He's rigging the poll against you.
I'm not rigging the poll.
Yes, you are. Collusion. No, Sanity's winning.
No,
Sanity's winning.
No, now you're lying. You're wrong. You're wrong.
On the main roster, like, come on.
On the main roster, it
definitely wasn't Sanity.
Maybe so Sanity was barely booked, and possibly by not existing at all, it was better than what Retribution did.
No.
So in a way,
we will forever be alive in your memory.
It's over. Sanity's winning. Sanity's taking the lead.
It's not over yet.
Yeah, 32 votes.
You guys are wrong. It's not. It says the poll says the main roster. I understand that Sanity was infinitely better if you include their NXT run.
So then why'd you ask for the poll if you know the answer? It's over. Sanity won.
Because I wanted to know the answer that benefited me.
I voted for Sanity.
We beat the New Day.
You beat the New Day. You beat the New Day in your debut, right?
No, not in our debut. We lost in our debut because Shinsuke Nakamura got bitten by the bomb dog.
Retribution.
Wait a minute. Hold on a second. What the fuck?
Surely I've told you this story.
No.
So, Shinsuke was meant to wrestle Jeff Hardy for the IC belt, right? That was meant to happen. Yeah. We were in California, and we got to the building. We were there maybe 30 minutes after Shinsuke. He got there quite early. He got bitten by the bomb dog. This is a genuine thing that happened. I think he sued the city of whatever the fuck. Like,
holy shit!
This genuinely happened, by the way.
Because the dog chat if
only mad at him and nobody else. So he must be anti-Japanese. I don't know.
For you to understand, before this is actually with most major events that are going to have a big crowd. They have a bomb squad basically do a sweep of the arena before the show to make sure that nothing was ever snuck in. Yes, it was. Yeah. People know that he got bit by the dog. I just didn't know it coincided with your debut.
So because he couldn't obviously he'd been bitten for real by the dog, right? Means he couldn't go to TV. So somebody piped up and said, "Oh well, Eric Young could do the match," so he had to lose in his debut. But it turned into a 6-man, and we lost that too.
I mean,
and then because like at that point there was maybe a bit of fear about like new acts coming in and winning. It was really bizarre, right?
Oh man.
And then like we re-debuted again. So sorry, we were actually meant to debut the week before that. We were all in our gear, ready to go. We were meant to end the show on Sanity, but the main event went over. We were all ready to go, and Michael Hayes comes back and says, "Well, we're out of time. Sorry, guys. Vince wants to talk to you guys. Stay where you are." And Vince walked right by us.
That's so like shockingly similar to Retribution too. Like more so than I even thought. It's kind of crazy. Like we also debuted in a 6-man. We lost. We had a big segment cut, kind of similarly because of time. Go figure.
And then I think we came back again, did the bit with New Day. It was kind of cool. We ended up. New Day fought to have us win, by the way. So Vince did.
Because they're the best. They're awesome.
They just assumed New Day were going to beat us in the table match, right? But they fought, and we ended up beating them. So that at least gave us a bit of respectability. So, but yeah, it was like they were just not having us win, and like I don't know why it was. Like he wasn't like mad at us or anything like that. So.
It's just timing. Timing is fucking everything, dude. Like, it's what I always tell people. Like, talent is maybe 10% of what contributes to success.
Talent will get you somewhere if you are along long enough to get the opportunity.
It's fucking Headlocked. Good night. Good. Oh my god, Headlocked.
How many are we away from 1,000, boys?
We're at 895 according to this bar.
That's crazy. We might get to 1,000 by the end of the month at this rate. Fucking everybody in this goddamn chat might have
they really wanted Kane Jeopardy.
Yeah, they want Kane Jeopardy real bad.
Kane Jeopardy
can we do Kane Jeopardy though? Or is that like, do we need to change the wrestler?
We did.
Jeopardy,
so
but that was before everything,
Who would be an equally mimetic? Kane wasn't even a meme at the time. We made him a meme.
It's not that he was a meme. It's that now he's like kind of,
Yeah, no, I get it. No, we don't know enough facts about
Viscera
Jeopardy.
Yeah, Viscera Jeopardy. Mabel Jeopardy.
Mabel Jeopardy kind of eats.
That's pretty good. Steiner.
Man on a mission, Mabel.
Abyss Jeopardy. That's pretty good. Well, why don't we just do a different Jeopardy for whatever guest?
Abyss Jeopardy.
Why don't we do a different Jeopardy for whoever we have on?
Ryback sounds good.
Ryback
Jeopardy? That's pretty good too. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot.
Genetti Jeopardy.
But that's just of all Genettis?
Yes.
I think that's a good idea. Okay, we're cooking. I think we're cooking.
We're cooking. We have either way. The concept is Jeopardy, which you guys are definitely gonna get. I believe in you.
Yeah. What was I saying about? It's like 10% talent, and then it's like
skill, 10% concentrating power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, 100% reason to remember the name.
10% talent, like 45% timing, 45% luck. I would say that's how you determine success.
Yeah.
I think you need to add in, especially when Vince is in charge, 25% for a good tan, 5% for shiny shoes.
But Damo,
another 10% for a good suit. You know what I mean?
Another 10% if you double leg him and beat his ass.
Damo, look at fucking Brennan. Look at Djack. Like they never got anything, and they're huge.
That's time. It's timing.
Didn't have shiny enough shoes.
My shoes were shiny. I knew
wrong shoes.
I knew right away to shine.
I remember when Duke Hudson.
I didn't sneeze in production meeting either.
Duke Hudson of Chase U fame, one of my close personal friends, in my second most important wrestling group chat, so that's a huge honor. When he was having his main roster run with Shane Thorne as the original Hurt Business with MVP, and I remember they were gassing him up.
Imagine if that was the Hurt Business that Retribution squared off against.
A bunch of Australians and MVP.
Wait, in that alternate universe where Shane is in the Hurt Business, who is Slapjack?
Probably me.
In the multiverse.
It was before I got called up, so maybe. And this and just like kind of what you were saying, Damo, Hudson had a match with Ricochet and Cedric where he went for a punch, and at the same time he went for a punch, Cedric was going for a chop, and because Duke was expecting the chop, he hesitated on the punch, but because Duke was going for the punch, Cedric hesitated on the chop. And because of that little hiccup, apparently Vince was watching and he went, "Bah." And that was it. And then he went back to NXT. Like, how many times? But that's insane. I mean, how many times?
I'm gonna try 2010. This is for real, right? Where the two guys are both tall, super jacked. I was like, these guys are getting signed, right? They ran headlock off the ropes, tackle, and they both fell over. It was really fucking funny. Now the guy who was meant to bump got punished as well, right? They both get sent out and they were done with the tries.
That's insane.
But that's the thing we like sometimes. It's just really like brutal.
That really is the fuck thing. Is that it's just like, I mean, how many people get chance after chance after chance, and then one person just does one thing that any of us could have done at any time, and that's the end, not forever, but of that time. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's so disheartening to like know that. That's why the fucking Dolph Ziggler botch. Oh fuck! I wasn't supposed to say
where that botch was. I think Matthew already posted it.
No, he didn't.
I think he posted it on a stream, and he was confused because he didn't even.
He didn't post the goddamn thing. Shut up.
He did. Chat, is it true? At Matthew, he messaged me yesterday about not to tell everybody to at him again, and I was going to tell you to do it.
Yeah,
again.
Stop adding him on Discord, okay? It's creepy. I get it. He's a celebrity.
Please keep adding him. It's hilarious.
Don't add him. It wasn't Dolph's botch. It was my botch. I botched during that match, and it just kept me up at night after that, and it bothered me for so long because in my mind, like, somebody could have seen that and gone, okay, his career's fucking over.
Ozzy Manny says, I watched Matthew's stream yesterday. We watched it together.
Fucking assholes.
No, that's the thing, though, because you think that's what makes you crazy in the match, because you're like, oh, what if I didn't have my hands up in the corner, and all of a sudden, like, that's the moment where Vince looks up from his steak.
Exactly,
like,
yeah. Oh, did I ever tell the story about how I went into Vince's office to talk to him, and he was eating steak? And he said, "One moment." He just ate a whole steak right in front of me, and I was sitting there like, should I go on my phone? Like, I don't know what to do. Where should I look? He's eating steak with ketchup, and I'm like,
ketchup?
Should I make conversation? Like,
gosh, that is so Vince to eat probably a very expensive steak with ketchup. That's like a metaphor.
Yeah, and I was like, should I come back? And he was like, no, just wait. I just ate a steak while I sat there. I never, very bizarrely, I never, it was hard to talk to Vince because he had like a line a mile long.
And Vince was
of the same guys who were there the week before.
And what'd you say?
Of all the same guys. Yeah.
Normally it's the same guys who complained the week before for whatever reason.
Top guys will cut you, and that's fine. And producers will cut you, and that's fine because they're on the show. But if you wanted to see Vince, you probably could. Like, I know that there's some people who would.
I know
your day. You have to dedicate your day to seeing Vince.
I think Damo, you've always told us about how Nikki like waited like forever, like after a show even, but she did get to talk to him. Yeah, like it's about what you're willing to dedicate.
Oh wait, yeah.
He didn't actually look at her pitch until like 3 months later, and he sent her a text on Mother's Day saying, your pitch is apt and brilliant," or something like that. It was something really like, and then she was like, "Okay, what do I need to do?" And he was like, he literally said something like, "Tell them to get started." And she was like, "You want me to tell them?"
That sucks because I was in that position too. Holy shit!
What she did is she then copied the message that he sent and sent it to all the head writers.
Yeah, smart.
And just went about it that way.
That's smart.
We tried to do that when Vince said, "Damn, you guys look big AF."
Yeah, we tried to show the writers and they just laughed and said, "Oh, you should invite him to the gym when you guys go work out." And I was like, "Why are you guys not pushing us?" That happened to me. Pandemic era, before I got called up, I went to Vince's office at the PC when they were filming at the PC, and I said, "Mr. McMahon, I know I'm not allowed to lose, but that's keeping me from being on NXT television. and I'm not able to wrestle anybody on a higher level, so it's hard for me to like improve and learn. And he said, well, don't worry about it because we're going to call you up. And I was like, really? He was like, yeah, we'll start vignettes for you next week.
Tell him what he said the first time you asked about losing.
I don't recall.
Of course you can lose. We all lose until we win.
Oh yeah! I completely forgot about that. He gave me some like platitude about life.
It's like you were like, Vince, they're not letting me win. They're not letting me lose in NXT. I need to be able to lose so that I could be featured on TV. And he's like, why wouldn't you be able to lose? We all lose.
Yeah. It was very bizarre. It was very bizarre. I don't know what he meant by that. And then he said, but don't worry about it because we're going to run vignettes for you next week. And I was like, really? He was like, yeah. Talk to Bruce or Heyman. And I was like, okay. So I remember sending a message to Pritchard. And I was like, hey, Vince said that we're going to debut me and start airing vignettes next week. So just wanted to talk to you.
You had a question mark at the end of that.
And see if we can make that happen. And Bruce said, okay, we're filming the Street Profits versus the Viking Raiders cinematic match tonight. Talk to me after we filmed that. And I was like, okay. So they filmed the Street Profits Viking Raiders match until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
It took that long. And I was like, where's Bruce? And somebody said, oh, he left like 2 hours ago. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I didn't get called up. So, yeah. Needless to say, there were no vignettes.
The vignettes did not come.
That's just how working
Big
there was.
Ninja.
That's when the Big Ninja happened. That was Omas's debut.
Me?
Yeah.
Ninja, please.
Yeah. That's just the way things were. I mean, I don't really know what to say. Things happened or they didn't, and it didn't really matter kind of what was in motion. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen. I mean, there was just so many working parts, and you get lost in the mix. It is what it is. Brennan, do you remember when we were in the crowd during that pandemic era?
That was so.
I refused to do that. So that was fun.
On the scale, things gradually. I think every step of the pandemic, things got better, because the absolute dirt worst time in pandemic was that WrestleMania with no crowd and nobody was allowed to, like, they had like limited camera people, like they had to get something passed with the state to allow people to even be in the same building at the same time. NXT was also really like miserable at that time when it was like the NXT in front of nobody.
Yeah.
After that, it got slightly better when what you just mentioned, when they had the trainees in the crowd. They basically made us sit there for, it would be like 4 tapings, and it would take all day of just sitting in the crowd. We weren't allowed to sit. They wouldn't give us chairs.
No, they wanted us excited and fucking cheering. But Brennan, we were on the hard cam side because we weren't allowed to be seen, which we thought would mean
known entities.
We thought we were gonna. That means we were gonna be on TV soon, but it was not the case.
It did not mean
because like in the normal crowd, it was like Shotzi and Boogs and like people who were on. Well, not consistently. Boogs was not on TV, but known entities. But my favorite story is that we decided we were gonna have fun with it, right? And we go to the pay-per-view, and it's Braun Strowman versus Miz and Morrison, right? And
and they had the music video.
We've kind of been taking the piss in the last few tapings, kind of shit chanting. Like I remember there was a main event with Shelton versus Shane, and Shelton was in the ring, and we all just started going, "Ain't no stop for me! No, ain't no stop for me!" And Shelton would turn and point at us. And we were like, oh, this is what we should do. We should just make the wrestlers happy by fucking doing stupid chants.
By the way, you'll never know any of this because we were not mic'd.
Yeah, so we do the match. We're in the crowd for Strowman versus Miz and Morrison, and they had just come out with their music video. Hey, 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 ho, ho.
Which is not how
Miz and Morrison. How did it go?
We don't know.
Hey,
we'll
hey,
never
ho,
know.
ho.
Oh, it was hey, ho, ho, Miz and Morrison.
Yeah,
but we didn't.
But
we didn't.
The way we sang it became what the song should have actually been, because it was hey, ho, ho,
ho. So we didn't
Morrison.
know. we fucking we heard hey, ho, Miz and Morrison. But during the match, we were like, how the fuck does this thing go? Because every time Miz and Morrison hit Braun, we wanted to go hey. So Miz would punch Braun. We go, hey. Morrison would hit Braun. Hey. Miz would hit Braun. Hey. And then Braun with him, and we go, ho, ho. and they were looking at us like, what the fuck are you doing? Because they didn't even know what the fuck we were doing, because it wasn't the song. We were just going, hey. And when there were lulls, it'd be like clothesline. Hey. Pick him up. Chop. Hey. Sell him the corner. Clothesline. Hey. Big Bill. Ho. Ho. And I remember being so excited. To hear us back. And I watched the pay-per-view, and you couldn't hear us at all. Not a single thing we chanted or screamed was.
We screamed. That's
hearable.
like we did not have voices.
We were screaming. I didn't mean a goddamn thing.
Good job. I'd argue with the same head writer about why Killian Dane wouldn't be there. And I was like, listen, I'm not going. So I'm just going to He was like, oh, no, we'll put you on the camera. I was like, no, Killian Dane's not going to be there.
No, it's not Ronnie Mac. It wasn't that the plexiglass was loud. It's that they literally did not mic up that side of the crowd. So none of that, it might as well have not happened. Like,
I don't know why we were there. Yeah, I don't know why we were there.
Which was even more baffling, because I was like, then what did you need us there for? Because we weren't on camera. We weren't like filling in seats or anything. But also you couldn't hear us. It was crazy.
All right. Yeah. I'm ready to eat and go to bed.
It's midnight. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for all the subscriptions. We are so close to our goal of 1,000 subscribers in our first month here on Twitch. Damo, thank you for joining us. You're welcome.
My pleasure, boys.
To come back anytime.
We're gonna raid Brandon Cutler, and you guys are gonna beg him to get us on BTE.
Oh,
okay.
Please. Okay. What's the what's the channel?
Bran Cutler.
Bran, can you send me the
Yeah, I sent it to you on Discord. All right, you guys are gonna say, get fucking Mason Mansour on BTE. You guys are gonna beg, okay?
Right now.
Get on your hands and knees.
Beg
get
for
us on BTE.
Get ready, because this is
grovel. We don't have to.
And mind you, when it happens, it's all on you. So we will owe you.
Yeah, we'll owe you.
All right, you guys get ready. And everybody go and everybody stay.
Yeah, press P to promise that you'll stay in his stream.
Everybody type P to promise that you're going to stay in that stream, and type P to promise that you're going to come back next time. Go get us.
Yeah, 2 Ps. Give me 2 Ps.
2 PPs. Give us PPs, and then go get us a job.
Go get us a job.
Oh, crap. Hold on. New computer, so I got to log in.
Wait, don't leave yet. Stay right here. Brennan's working on it. He's logging into Twitch.
Mansour's going to tell
him. Oh, I have to tell a story. So today.
What did Cornette say about your release?
What Cornette?
What did Cornette say about your release? Somebody just said something in the chat.
Did he say good? Did he say, I'm glad that motherfucking Mansour and ma.ce.
Did we ever find out if he liked us or not? Because
there's no way. He doesn't like us. There's no way. No, he doesn't like us.
He's a tennis racket man.
Yeah, but we didn't really work. All right. Yeah,
I'm going to take my dog for a piss, then have a piss myself.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. But don't leave yet. Don't leave yet. We have to raid Brandon Cutler.
Yeah, you guys need to get us a job.
You would think he loved the gimmick, but I think you'd be wrong. Cornette, he said he thinks you two should work out more?
What do you mean?
Work out more? What?
Of all things to critique me of.
I mean, I didn't look great. I look better now, but I don't think I look bad. I definitely don't think Brennan looked bad. Work on yourselves as a tag team. We didn't really wrestle, to be fair.
Yeah, how would he know?
We had like 3 matches. Actually, let me think. We had the match with Hit Row. We had the 8-man with Hit Row and the Street Profits.
All of our matches were also, like, for what they were pretty, like we had a pretty fun match with
the 8-man was good, I think. I liked the 8-man a lot.
Good, yeah.
For what it was. We had the tag match with the New Day. Yep, we had a match with the New Day. We had a match with LWO, and I think that was it. I think we had 4 matches on TV. All right, bye, everybody.
All right, everybody go. I see that.
Bye-bye.
We're going. I can see the number. Go. Get us a job. You should.
Skedaddle.
Brad.
Skedaddle. Oh, it's a followers only chat. All right, well, make sure to follow.